Something dark. I sense it.
This is a new beginning. For some, war. For others, power.
It's been a while. Things have changed. I started hearing whispers about Thrawn's return as heir to the Empire. We have to prepare for the worst. The Jedi fell a long time ago. There aren't many left.
Perhaps it is time to begin again.
Let us begin again with Late Night Talk Special. But tonight, I have some special guests. First off, I have
I'm not a special guest. I'm not a special guest.
No, it's special because PB was here before me, and he's like, Zod, you're fucking up my Star Wars night. What the fuck? I'm on time. I think he was like an hour sitting in here, like just rocking back and forth saying
Wait,
Star
what
Wars.
time? What time did you create the link?
Fuck, I don't know, like 8 o'clock.
Several hours ago. So, you know, you got to be prepared for Star Wars night.
And for Star Wars night, we have the most informed man I hear across the interwebs. Of course, it is the Chillmonger coming back.
Just got back from saving the youth of Somalia. Thanks for having me.
Fantastic.
Funny story. I was in Somalia. Not much to save. Ooh, spicy birds. Thank you. No, I really was though. It was terrible. If they ever try to trick you in Africa to go on a savannah cruise or a savannah fucking tour, there's lions and mosquitoes and fucking things that'll eat you. Even the bugs. The bugs will eat you too.
The bugs? Aren't they vegetarian?
Fuck no. This is Africa. They don't have vegetarian bugs.
No, he said bugs, not bucks.
Oh, bugs. Okay.
Yes.
And of course, another informed Star Wars guest, someone just as excited as us, the man who needs no introduction, but I'm going to introduce him anyways, the loneliest person on the panel, Mr. LB. Welcome to Star Wars Night. We're actually celebrating here on my channel because I like positivity. How about you? How you doing, Mr. LB?
Good evening. The time almost slipped me by. I was outside putting power steering fluid in my car.
Oh, don't worry about it. The host was
in the middle. You were doing the power steering in the middle of the night.
Sorry, I'm like, shit. That's right.
It's too hot to do that during the day, PB.
Oh, that's fair. That's fair. It has been very hot this week.
I'm drinking my trademark Jack, but not because I'm depressed.
You have?
Today I'm drinking Jack because of two great things. One, your boy Nick Cage. You knew I was going to mention this, everyone who's on the channel. Your boy Nick Cage came out with Renfield, the movie of the year. I'm going to put it, probably going to be my top 10 movie. Motherfucking Nick Cage is Dracula. Do I need to say anything else? So Renfield came out. Mando was a great episode.
I was going to say, Renfield has nothing to do with Star Wars.
This man's all about Star Wars. I'm sorry, PB. I got to promote other shit on here.
I don't give a shit, Stan. Edgar was in the episode.
Okay. We're going to get to that. First, I want to get everyone's thoughts. everyone's feelings on a subject that I've heard a little bit about, but not much because, you
Oh
know,
fuck.
the
Oh,
haters
fuck.
are busy with the Marvels right now. But I want to get people's feelings on Star Wars Celebration and all of the shit that was announced. Some of it I was like, woo! Some of it I was like, eh. Most of it I was pretty indifferent on. It beat last year's
That
Celebration
doesn't
where,
seem good. Most of it
last
you
year
were indifferent.
I was indifferent to some stuff. Like Acolyte, I'm still on the fence on.
I have no idea.
I'll
They
pull
should.
up the
They
trailer
should.
for that.
Okay.
So we're gonna watch a lot of trailers tonight. I have no fear of being like demonetized because
Do you?
fuck
Okay,
you
so
guys.
you don't have any fear of being demonetized, but do you have a fear of saying hello to the people in the chat? Because it seems like it.
I'm a fucking villain. How long have they been coming out with the thing? Does Zod say hi to all of his loyal subjects? No. You don't see Zod going to Ensign Ricky in the fucking cafeteria going,
Wait,
hey there,
wait, whoa.
just got back from my conquest. How you doing there, Rick? How's the light king?
Stop mixing metaphors. Ensigns is Star Trek and Zod is DC. Get
I'm
your shit
sorry,
together.
I was watching Picard. Surprisingly good this year. We'll see though. They still got 3 more episodes to fuck it up.
I
So
don't know,
we'll see.
man. Like, it's really tough for me to get on board with something like that, mostly because it's fucking Star Wars night. But okay.
Jesus Christ. This man, I swear to God, if there was somebody who's shilling on this panel,
If you want to make a fucking Jean-Luc Picard night, we can do that. But it's not tonight.
do you see this man, Chill? You see this man? Like seriously, I'm surprised Disney reps haven't called them and been like, "Yo, we need you to heed the call."
You know, Disney reps, you mentioned like the whole copywriting. Your trailers that they do for Disney, like with Star Wars and Marvel, never ever get you in any trouble. Those Warner Brothers trailers do. They say
Every
that
time.
I don't get how one studio gets it and all the rest don't. It's like Paramount doesn't do it, Universal. They all want to get a copyright strike on your reaction. But
Mhm.
what's more important? You monetizing all these YouTubers or them advertising it, marketing it for, like the ticket sales are way more important than YouTube money.
No, it's I never understood it.
And it discourages YouTubers, not just us, the little guys, but as well as the more
All of
popular
them.
guys who are going to do like, I don't know, 50,000 views. That's 50,000 views that they're just not going to do anymore. Oh, look, it appears I'm copywritten. Whatever. Here, I'll unlist it. It'll be on my Patreon or something like that.
Right.
They are hurting themselves.
No, it doesn't make any sense.
Speaking of hurting myself because
Oh,
PB
fuck.
mentioned it. Hello, Love It Bye. Hello, Planet Q's Queens.
Oh, there you go.
Killy Chow. What's up? Aaron Cooper. Good to see you. I haven't seen you in
Hello,
a bit.
Aaron. Hello, Keely. Hello, Q.
And
Hello, Pi.
I think that's it. All right.
Oh, no, Carmen just got here.
Oh, hey, Carmen. You came in a little bit
I
later
don't.
on that bottom,
Okay, but her message don't say it like that. But her message is confusing. Hello, man from the panel.
One of us is getting man from the. Is it LB? I don't know. LB's a
I
blue
don't.
dog.
I don't.
I think the
LB's
most
a lonely
masculine
blue
of us
dog.
with the most testosterone would have to be you, but it's also like not seen because it's kind of dark. So
It's dark tonight. I got the light off.
Which one?
I'm guessing it's LB.
I'm the darkest, so I have the most testosterone.
Oh,
Well, no, technically
I
you're the
think,
lightest on
like,
the panel. That blue logo is super light.
I think you're mispronouncing testosterone. I think that's pronounced melanin.
Yeah.
Oh, snap. Shit.
Both.
Oh,
He's got stakes in 2 resources.
it's just
Oh,
it's just a
technically-
coincidence.
I was talking about the crazy bear.
Oh man, this is great. This is gonna be a fun night. I actually look forward to when I can get a group of people together and actually fucking talk positive. As you know from having me on your panel, it was not crazy on the last episode, but I can actually be positive tonight. there's some good stuff to talk about, and I feel really good. So thank you, everybody. Before we dive into this, I really appreciate everybody.
Well, you
and
didn't
your
like
positive-
episode 6.
Fuck no. We'll get to that. We're gonna talk about them all. I know Chill has dissected them 1,000 times, but me and PB normally break down each episode. We've been slacking, so we're gonna
Big
catch up.
time.
Yeah, we're gonna catch up to the episode. So hopefully, you gentlemen brace yourself. I can't wait for the different inputs. But first, let's talk Star Wars Celebration. So we had Ahsoka, we had the Acolytes
Looks
announced,
good.
and
What? I don't know what's going on with the Acolyte. It's a TV show. Say the and.
and of course, PB's favorite, his long-awaited movie, Ray. PB's been so fucking excited about this. I can't get him to shut up about Ray. Wait, that was Perp. Never mind. Sorry, PB. I was looking at Perp.
I've known Perp like what, almost 5 years now, and I still have yet to know why he likes The Last Jedi.
No
I know,
one knows.
It's like one of those mysteries. Like how many licks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop? No one will ever figure it out. That's Perp's obsession with Ray. We don't know. And Last Jedi. We just don't know. It's unhealthy.
The answer is 3. I watched the cartoon. It is 3 licks to get to the
It's
center
not
of Tootsie
3
Pop.
licks. He cheated on the third.
Bullshit. He's got bird lips. They
Hey,
crunch
look.
hard.
So, let me just go to PB.
Hello,
first.
Ellie.
I know he. Hey, Ellie. I know
Oh.
he can't contain himself. PB, how do you feel about the return of the bestest ever? The bestest Ray Skywalker / Palpatine. Who the fuck knows? The artist formerly known as.
I'm just looking forward to finally seeing how Palpatine conquers the galaxy. She's got it in her.
I mean, that, when you said that to me, the first time you said that, I go, yeah, that's true. You can change your name, but you can't change your lineage, okay? Like,
Right.
You can say, yeah, I'm Skywalker. Bullshit. We know. we established it. You're a fucking Palpatine.
And Luke
can't just
tells her
go-
that. Luke's words in the movie were like just an hour ago. It's you're a Palpatine, and at the end of the movie, she's like, "I'm Rey Skywalker." No.
No, bitch,
One of
that's
them
not how that
died and
works.
didn't invite you in, and the other one died, and his Force Ghost distinctively classified you as a Palpatine. You don't get to be part of this family, Rey.
Right.
He's
No.
like,
Brad, this is movie world. You don't tell us 1 hour into the movie who you're a Skywalker. I mean, you're a Palpatine, like you said, Chill. Then at the end, you like, nah, bro, I'm a Skywalker. No, no.
It's
Who
a
gave her
family.
that?
It's a
Was that Ben's
family
last
name.
word? We just weren't hearing. Ben was like, "Hey, "You're a Skywalker now." That
Like,
didn't happen.
we need like a full trilogy before you could turn around and say I'm a Skywalker. Like it don't work like that.
Or you got to walk on the sky or something.
Something.
Okay, she's a sky - walker. I get it.
and look, we've proved.
Oh yeah,
she's a
hold on. She could be Rey Palpatine Skywalker or Rey Skywalker Palpatine, but she can't be a Rey Skywalker. No.
Like Dwayne the Rock Johnson. Like
Yeah.
that?
Yeah. People in Hollywood do it all the time. They change their last name. She's
Okay. So she didn't change her name. She's just going by her middle name now. That's why it's Rey Skywalker.
She identifies as a Skywalker.
Oh god.
Yeah. I don't
Okay.
want to get
But
false,
then,
so we.
do I get to identify her as a character I don't really care about?
According to Lucasfilm, yes.
Okay. Like if she can identify as whatever the hell she wants, then I will also identify her as whatever the hell I want. And holy shit, like I care about this much, and that's an opening, right? Like,
But is that enough for you to pay a movie ticket to watch this in the theaters?
oh gosh, I'm gonna need to see something else in the trailer that makes me want to go there, or else this one is definitely gonna be watched on the high seas, just like the last one was.
Same.
No, the only reason I did that is because of what they did with episode 8, and I'm still pissed off about it. I said, "Fuck you! I'm not paying this time."
Man,
And then I laughed the whole way through the movie.
I mean, I don't know, bruh, because the last trilogy, I said before each one, I wasn't gonna go see the movie. And
Oh
I ended up seeing them in the theater. I didn't see Solo and Rogue One in the theater, but
no, I didn't go. I've still never seen Solo because of Episode 8.
yeah, so I
It
don't know.
came out
But
after it.
But the thing is, now we're in the Disney Plus era. We know we'll get it on Disney Plus in like 2 months. So it's like
That
I
too.
could wait. But maybe they'll change strategy then and be like, no, we ain't doing that no more.
I don't think that. I mean, they might delay it a little bit, but I don't. It's not like it's going to be like pushing the 6-month mark or something like that before they put it on there.
Wakanda Forever came on February 1st, and the release date was November 10, I think. Was it? So
Yeah.
how much math is that? It's like 90 days, is it?
Yeah, something like that.
All right. Well, they've extended it to 3 months now. That's better than what they used to do, where they thought streaming is the newest, the bee's knees, guys. As soon as you see it out in the theaters, it's already there on Disney Plus. Subscribe. That was a crazy formula. That ruined your home videos, and everyone who's going to buy a DVD, they're like, whatever, I got it on streaming. You ruined your rentals and the theatrical longevity
Yep.
of it.
Their profit margin.
Yeah,
couldn't
there's a reason why Scarlett Johansson got paid handsomely after that fiasco.
That's just the case of Disney being arrogant. I mean, it's just like all the studios.
Oh, yeah.
Like they was basically like, you know what? We're gonna stop this Blu-ray stuff and we're just gonna start putting stuff on streaming. It's like, you realize you're losing out on easy money, right?
Yeah, you could have had both. You could have had the Blu-ray stuff and the streaming stuff.
Yep.
Like, people are still like, you're still gonna have the service. You're not gonna not have the service. But sometimes people want to own that physical copy. Sometimes maybe they just want to watch it that little bit earlier, because you can do the Blu-ray and then wait a month and then put it on streaming.
They literally tried. Hollywood purposely tried to destroy physical media. Like, why?
I don't understand why. Nothing about that makes sense to me. Like, I'm still the kind of person who's like, well, I guess I can watch it on streaming. Like, I get the convenience of it, especially if you like to travel, the convenience of it. You can't bring every fucking DVD with you or every Blu-ray with you. So it's nice for that aspect. But, like, just to have it, because there are going to be situations where, oh no, the internet went down and I can still watch the same fucking movie because I own it.
Right. Like they don't think about those aspects. Like people's internet goes down.
You could be the man on the island that has the only generator, and you're sitting there watching Iron Man because you got power. You ain't got no internet because the internet's down throughout the entire town because the whole fucking town is shut down. But your generator works, which means the DVD player works. Let's get to watching.
Mm-hmm.
You got nothing else to do. The fucking power's out.
Bro, you know how many times my internet has been down in the past couple years, bro?
Oh my god, more than you'd like to admit to, I bet.
Yeah, I've had moments where the internet has been down for multiple days.
Yep.
It's like
then you break out them Blu-rays.
Yep. Watch a whole season or something.
I'm not gonna lie, Chill. That icon does not look very chill. He looks like he's fired up about Star Wars.
Is he fired up about Star Wars? Okay, so funny and true story.
Okay, I don't know anything that was released at Star Wars Celebration, FYI, because I'm a massive fan.
You motherfucker. Apparently, the Acolyte trailer is under top secret, whatever the fuck. No one's showing an actual thing. They have like clips of it, but I don't want to show that. It's like someone took their camera and they're fucking shooting inside of the celebration. So I'm going to just go to, it looked pretty cool. It's basically like 1,000 years.
How do you know it looked cool, but we can't just watch it? I'm so confused. You weren't at Star Wars Celebration.
No, but I watched a grainy camera shot. I'm not gonna play that. That's you can't see.
You watched
anything.
A grainy camera thing. You're telling me you're telling me that it looked good from grainy camera footage.
So, side note, before you get into the Star Wars Celebration,
that makes a little more sense.
I wanted to ask, how do y'all
What's up,
feel?
Jane?
How do y'all feel about them taking the celebration to different countries instead of constantly just having it in America?
I mean, because why put it in America where your fan base is?
See, I've
I
seen a
don't
lot of
know.
people make that same comment, and it's just like, there's fans worldwide, right?
I mean,
No, there are fans worldwide, but I would think that you'd want to try and put it in a location where the most fans possible could potentially get there. And I think putting a Star Wars thing, because it's not a Marvel thing, even though they're both Disney, it's very different. Like, if you just
Oh, yeah.
look at the movies, the Star Wars movies are usually about a 50-50 box office split, whereas all of the Marvel movies are about 60-40, somewhere in that neighborhood, maybe a little
that's
more,
true.
maybe it's like 2/3 to a third. That's a massive
Hey,
difference
Cage.
right
What's
there.
up?
Hello, Karen.
Just think about it though. There's way more people in Europe and in like Asia than there are in America.
Yeah, but
I think that
LB,
the
how many people in Asia are like, oh yes, Star Wars?
I think maybe there's maybe
Maybe
with Visions being Japanese centered, and that'll be 2 seasons of it, maybe even a 3rd season by the time they reach their celebration in
Oh,
Japan.
I'm gonna show that trailer because that shit looked.
that'd be good.
So with the culture of samurai being like kind of with like the Jedi kind of act like that, there's elements from that culture. I'm just saying that it's possible that Japanese people have there's something there to tap into, and so let's go visit Japan and improve our numbers there. It doesn't mean stop going to the United States, because if you do them annually or every 2 years now, if you do them that many times, every American will have a chance, assuming they live until 70, they'll have a chance to see a Star Wars celebration that's within like a couple hours of driving away from them.
I think. Go ahead.
I was gonna say I think Chill is on to something about that. At the same time, I think that Visions is the only thing I could think of that would really be marketed to that international base, where you have just historically a lot more Star Wars fans based in the US. It's always been kind of like here since the 80s. So it's a weird thing. Like, I get what you're saying, LB, and there is probably fans like all over the world. I mean, you don't get $1 billion franchise without different countries seeing your movies. But as PB pointed out, the box office does seem to indicate that it's stronger here in the US than Marvel or other movies. Even Fast and Furious is more popular internationally.
Well,
it's not that it's more popular internationally, because like there's a lot more people out there, but it's also way more spread out. Like, the United States is very small when you compare it to the rest of the world.
Yeah, but that small number can boost, or that small subsection can boost numbers if everybody is liking it. You know what I mean? And then you got a few here and there or whatever who will come here.
And like Chill said, when you take the Star Wars celebration out there, it's like almost an ambassador style thing. Because there's going to be somebody who is like literally just walking down the street like, what the fuck is going on here? And they're going to go and check it out, and they'll be like, well, that's really fucking cool. It's going to happen to someone. And that wouldn't have happened otherwise if it was only in America.
Yeah, I mean, the reason I brought it up is because, like I said, I think, to me, having it in America every year or 2 years, whatever they do, for a worldwide brand would get kind of boring. It's just like, I mean, a lot of big conferences, not just Star Wars, but like big time conferences, they do conferences around the world. So I would think this is one way to expand the Star Wars brand.
This is Rise of Skywalker, and you can see worldwide it made $1 billion, 74.
Just barely.
Now domestically, which is United States and Canada, half of the money that they make comes from United States. So let's not undervalue the United States fan base. I'm just saying, though, internationally, if you want to bump this up, maybe, let's go to Japan.
But you're right. Like, if you do it, so you do it in America, then you do an international. Then you do it in America, then you do an international.
Yeah, that'll be cool. Cause like, how many? Seriously, like in the United States, there's only so many big time convention centers that can hold Star Wars event. So it's like, how many times can you go to those same venues?
Yeah.
So why not go around the world?
Let's
I mean,
count
Hey.
them. Let's count them. You go to Boston to cover that in like New England area. New York City takes care of that. Maybe Washington D.C.
I don't even
They've
think
done
New York.
Chicago.
Don't quote me. I don't think New York has a big time convention center.
Well, then New Jersey
No,
or one of the
there's-
surrounding
No, no,
areas.
no.
Yeah,
I'm just
they
saying.
do.
I'm just saying. I'm not saying.
But
Yeah,
wrong.
Chicago, Washington D.C. and Chicago, that's we're at
'Cause
4.
I'm-
We go
I'm
to
trying-
Orlando, Florida. Maybe we go to Atlanta, Georgia.
gotta be in
Take
Orlando.
care of the East Coast. Some Texas city, whether it's Austin, San Antonio, Houston, Dallas.
Yeah,
but
it doesn't
Texas.
matter.
They would never go to Texas.
California, they just took care of Anaheim, right? So that's the
Yeah,
LA
they just
area.
did it, so that's the one.
Seattle. And then Seattle or Portland to take care of the Northeast. West. Maybe Middle America needs something. So Kansas, if I'm forgetting, that's 10 cities right
Well,
there.
I mean, St. Louis.
St. Louis as well. St. Louis.
It's really hard to find some place that's in between Montana, Wyoming, North and South Dakota. That's a big
And
chunk
by
of
the
area
way,
that has
But if they
nothing.
do a Star Wars
don't have
celebration in America every 2 years, then with 2 decades, every American will have access to it. We can go to Canada
Absolutely.
too. Let's go to Vancouver. Let's go to Toronto. Let's take care of
Montreal.
these.
Yeah, I mean, honestly,
Montreal.
like
Okay, them two.
realistically thinking, there's probably only 10 places maybe in America that could hold a Star Wars convention, maybe. And I'm stretching that out. I'm stretching because off the top of my head it would be Orlando, Vegas, the California, like I say. But yeah, man, I don't see any. I've seen a lot of people complain about why you not coming back to America, but it's like
They'll be
No.
back.
I think it'll be cool to do in different places. Where they going next time? Japan?
Yeah. I'm just mad that they're taking 2 years to go to Japan. They're going from something in April of 2023 to 2025. Like, you could have done a celebration in between, couldn't you? Wouldn't it have been nice?
Yeah, but at the same time, that thing ain't cheap, bro.
you know what?
Not cheap
what
for
is
who? What do you
cheap?
mean not cheap? Oh, here we go.
The price
There you go.
to
What a
do a
transition.
celebration. Like
But
that
do
thing
you
is
know-
expensive.
Do you know what is cheap though, LB? It is a damn near
Wisconsin hooker?
steal. If you
Ouch.
go to moviepalettes.com and you put in promo code Zone15, and you could save 15% off of all of their wonderful movie palettes that are over there. I got one for National Treasure too because I'm a Nick Cage fan.
You should get
But-
a Star Wars one.
Yeah, if you want a Star Wars movie palette, you go there. You type in Star
I gotta see
Wars.
what episode 3 looks like. Like episode
Oh, God.
3's gotta look pretty cool at the end because it's just gotta be a bunch of random red and blue bars going back and forth.
You're going all over the place. But yeah, so you go to moviepalette.com, you put in my code Zone15, and you save 15%.
Your microphone just went off, guy. Your microphone just went off. What a perfect time. Oh my god. Right in the middle of the ad. They'll love that. They'll love it so much.
That
They'll
was
be
a
like,
that was
"Oh,
a great that was a great read.
This is
What do they call
exactly
it on the
why
radio?
we just.
What do they call it on the radio? A read?
Oh,
When they
I
read
mean,
the ads, I think it's called a read.
It wasn't a read though, because there is no script. It's not like
Oh.
they ever gave him the script. It's just a live ad. I mean, I guess they call it a live ad read, but you're not
Still don't
reading
hear you.
anything. We can't
Maybe
fucking
you should
hear you,
leave
guy.
and return. Nope.
Maybe you should. No, chill. Like you added way too much to that sentence. I think you could try again. Cut it about.
Maybe you
in
should
half.
leave.
Just leave. Go
Man,
away. Let us talk about Star Wars. I don't know exactly what's going on, but
Have-
the guys on the bottom of the screen, they can direct me.
Have y'all ever wanted to go to a Star Wars celebration?
I wanted
I'd
to
be
go to the one
interested.
that was in Chicago.
Man, for me, it's just like, man, I don't want to be around.
I couldn't afford
those,
to at the
man.
time. No, I would like to go to it to meet some of the people. Like,
Well, what's keeping you from it? Do you mean like a mass environment you get sick, or is it like the threat of violence? Like, what do you mean?
I don't
What?
mind being around like a bunch of people. It's just like the targeted audience of nothing but Star Wars fans.
what's wrong with that?
I don't know.
You think like the Star Wars fans are also going to be fans of other things?
I don't know, bruh. Like I've been around MegaCon when it's happened, and
I don't
That
know
was
what
just
that is. What is MegaCon?
It's like a big nerd convention of
Okay.
all nerd culture stuff.
Okay, so it's got everything from Star Wars to Star Trek.
Like
That's a whole circle.
I don't want to assume of people, but I just assume. I guess I'll assume that being at a Star Wars convention, the conversation will be Star Wars 24/7.
Oh
And
yeah, sure.
for me, I
Sounds
don't want to do
amazing.
that.
Same with
Aw.
Nintendo conventions and
Right.
every other.
Right. For me, I don't want to do that.
Oh, I mean, that sounds amazing to be able to just spoke for a moment there. It's just a
And-
moment, LB.
And one thing, not only that, I don't know, like if you've met people that you've talked to online. A lot of people don't turn out to be how they are online in person. So you could be disappointed.
Good
with
morning,
that.
Christine. I don't know if I'd say a lot of people. I would say it's a very, at least from my anecdotal life experience, it's a very small amount of people that aren't like they are online. Oh, fuck, man, I just heard the beep. Oh, he's going to try and join us here in a second. Nobody knows if we're going
Like,
to be able to hear him.
It's funny, like when people
God damn it.
when people want to meet me or have met me, I warn them beforehand. I'm like, look, man, I'm the same I am online, but I am much quieter in person. So you're going to think I hate your guts because I don't talk much in person.
Yeah, everybody says that about Bitchy. When she meets people, she literally doesn't say anything to them.
Lies,
That's how we fall in love.
lies.
No.
She said all kinds of shit to me when she met me.
Yeah,
What are
that's
you talking
because
about?
for some reason she fucking likes you. She likes you more than
Because
she likes me.
I'm
when she first met me.
amazing. I can't tell you all the stuff that she said to me, Zod. It'll not be good for your relationship.
But anyways, here's the point. So this motherfucker,
Here's the point.
right
I'm
here,
over here. I'm over here.
he's so fucking likable that my girlfriend, who it took me damn near a month to even get a conversation with, okay, and that wasn't trying to go out with her, right? That was just trying to
Yes,
get her.
it was. You're such a liar.
No, I'm not, dude.
Bullshit.
You know the story.
Yes, I know the
I've
story.
heard it 1,000 times.
Yes, I know the story. I heard it 1,000 times. You annoyed her incessantly for an extended period of time before she finally acquiesced to your constant badgering.
Oh yeah. I was getting to that.
Right, but you wanted to bone her from the start.
I had to annoy her to get her to finally
Did
talk.
you take Christine's comment off the screen before I said good morning?
Oh, hey, Christine.
Good morning, Christine. Okay, continue.
Anyways, so this motherfucker meets her the first time, and she just fucking talks to him. I don't know if it's the beard. I have no clue. Maybe the beard has magical powers. But she just fucking just talks to him about everything. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, it took us this long? She wouldn't even put a label on our relationship for like a fucking year. But PB comes along and she just fucking tells him everything.
So, Zod, you walked so PB could run. Think of it that way.
That's not good for me. I don't like to run. Running is only supposed to be for survival.
So I got way off track here, but it was very interesting, and thank you for bringing up the international thing. Me personally, I would like to keep Star Wars here in the U.S., but I do want to get to another trailer we had for a show that I'm sure everybody here is familiar with.
I just don't understand how you didn't like episode 6 of the season of The Mandalorian. I don't get it.
We'll
you
get
didn't
we'll
like
get
it.
there.
You
Which one was
didn't like
episode
it.
6?
The one with Jack Black.
Hold on. I didn't know they dropped a trailer for this.
Ahead of himself.
Yeah, we got a trailer for the next Bad Batch.
I didn't even finish season 2, so let it fly. What are you trying to do here, guy? Like, it's playing and now I got no sound. You muted it. What? Like, can you just let it
What
play?
channel?
Oh no, hold on. This ain't real, bruh.
Yeah,
This
pause it.
ain't
Look,
real.
look at
That's
the
not
channel.
real.
The channel that's
fucking God damn it, Zod.
No, that was from Disney. Hold on.
No, that
was
text
footage
that
from
text-
season 2.
Yeah, there's
No,
no way that's real.
Yeah, it is the promo
No,
for
it's
season
not
3.
real.
That
no,
text on that video
No.
told me that wasn't real.
No, that was my microphone was on the thing. Hold on.
No, I'm talking about the video text when they put up for the promo. That told me that wasn't real.
No, it was real. They dropped the. That
Oh
was
my
the
God,
season 3.
it's not fucking.
That footage is from season 2 finale.
Hold on.
Not the finale, the
Did you
pre-finale.
watch season 2 of The Bad Batch all the way through yet?
Yes, I did.
You are such a fucking liar.
Tell me
God
something
damn.
about tech.
I can't. I didn't watch that far yet. I'm still on season 1, technically, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
I can't. I'm shit. I think I might only be halfway through season 1.
I had a theory about Omega. I was saying this is
Here
the
we go.
first Star Wars trans character because
Oh,
it's a clone of
Yeah.
Jango Fett, like everyone else is
Right.
a clone. But then she's a female. So I was like, oh, this is
Right.
weird. But then something happens without saying anything. Something happens that
Okay.
makes me change that theory if you watch season 2.
You know what's crazy?
Oh,
I
okay.
never once thought about her being a trans character.
Mm.
I mean,
Hold on until just now.
is that important to the character development?
Something. Everyone else seems to be male, and you're the female.
It's
That's
more
all.
important than you showing us this fake trailer. Maybe it's more relevant. I can't believe that you felt that. How do you fall for it? It has to come from, like, okay, if you're watching a Star Wars trailer, it should be on the Star Wars YouTube channel.
I thought after
Like,
all of these years
super easy.
talking to me, you would be learning by now.
He did the same thing with some fucking Marvel trailer too, and I was like, how come this isn't the it just says Marvel, or does it say
And
Marvel
you
Studios?
Okay, hold on.
You know
I'll-
he
I'll-
messed up.
pregnant
He's
Rey
extra
video?
quiet.
Hold on, I'll do the Vision one first. God damn it, till I find this other one.
Oh, this is from official Star Wars channel. Sure shit. Full screen, please. Thank you. I have one important question when this is done.
Better than the first one.
One has an inner light.
Follow the light.
I always knew you were meant for bigger things.
Dude, that animation
you
is
just keep
fucking disgusting. I mean,
No
that
need
is
to
Some of
fear.
for
There
everyone.
are others like you here. I saw it myself. She has special powers.
Can you get your porta potty off the starting line?
She's a total... Exactly. Don't be afraid. May the Force be with you.
It's showtime. Whoa. The storm is approaching.
I can fight them. I'm strong enough now.
No one is stronger than them.
We can beat them.
You there. Hold it.
Dude, I love claymation.
Okay.
What a good day to put it out on.
We cannot choose where our calling takes us. Only whether or not to answer.
No continuations from Volume 1, though.
That's not what I saw.
Anyone who doesn't say that trailer isn't fucking
Okay.
the best, you're not my friend.
Okay. So
Like, dude,
what I don't understand, this is what I don't understand, and maybe the three of you can enlighten me because I'm missing something, but I don't understand how a man can enjoy episode 8 of Star Wars as much as he does, and then enjoy anime as much as he does, and then fucking hate Visions. What?
Perp, right?
Can you explain to? Oh, absolutely, it's Perp.
dude, like I
The Senate's here. What's up, Senate?
Hey,
Hold on. Is that the OG Senate?
I
I
assume
think
so.
that's OG
Who else
Senate.
could it possibly be?
Man, if
There's
that's
only
you,
one
man.
Senate.
If that's you, man, I'm glad to see you, man. I ain't seen or heard from you in a long time. I'm glad
Oh,
you're
it's
still
been a
around.
hot minute. Anyway, how does he not like Visions? I don't get it.
dude, I don't understand it. Like, he said some bullshit, and like, look, I know the studios who do those, and so does Perp, as a matter of fact. I'm like, Perp, they've
Well, the
done like
one-
a ton of other animes. How do
the-
you not like this? It's by the same studio that does animes you've literally just reviewed on your fucking channel, and you're like, nah, man, this is trash. Like, God damn it, Perp, I know you're out there. I know you're fucking lurking. If you can fucking hear me, I want your fucking ass on the panel, because
He's
I
not
need to
coming on the
know.
panel. I already asked him.
I don't care. I know he's watching. I
No, you
need him
don't.
to explain this shit.
So I have a problem, and it's that they're not canon. I feel like this is consequenceless.
Really?
It's flashy, cool. We get to see someone stare down a TIE fighter and ball up her fists. Okay, but like, it doesn't count. It never actually happened in Star Wars. So there's just a level of care I can give it to. It's
Wait,
not canon.
I feel like I didn't know that. These aren't meant to be canon stories.
And he loves Visions. So that's like 10 points right there, because the Senate's very hard on certain things. And like, I agree, Senate. The Visions is wild.
How do you know he's hard on things? That
Like,
sounds
like,
suspicious.
God damn it. God damn it, LP. You know what I meant.
No.
He knows exactly what you meant, Zod, because he knows what the Senate is like.
So it's not
Can't do
canon,
this
and I
shit
don't
where
care.
I'm wearing my Dave Filoni.
Why is who said that it was not canon? I did not know.
They classified it as legends or extended material, whatever the word is. They
So
don't
what
consider-
the fuck?
If
Does
no,
any-
look, listen, hold on. If they go to Japan,
Okay.
Star Wars Celebration, and they say, "Konnichiwa, we love this new anime that we saw, and the fans have voted for this anime that was inspired by the studio Mappa. You're gonna be turned into a live action film. Thank you for supporting Visions, guys. This was a long-term plan, but these were actually scripts in the making, and we waited to see what was the most hottest in social media interactions with fan opinions. And you guys said that we're going to redo The Ninth Jedi into a live-action film. Congratulations to the winners. If they do that, cool. This will all be worth it. I'll love it. But
So-
like 0 out
Is
of 10
that-
of these.
Okay, so my question is there other new stuff that is coming out that is also Legends material that isn't canon?
Only this.
That's fucking
Thrawn,
weird.
because Thrawn was in the.
No, you have it
EU.
backward. No, you have it backwards. Zod. That's not the-
No, yeah, they're
I'm
legitimizing Thrawn by using
No,
him.
no, no. Yeah, I mean, I'm just fucking.
When
because,
Ahmed Best
got-
was Kelleran Beck in that Jedi game show, that was not canon.
Speaking
Okay.
of canon, hold on. You know I had to play this. I just wanted to pull up a clip really quick to give a shout out to my brother, Dave. So hold on a second. I'm just gonna play a quick clip here so we can see the legend himself. This is live from Celebration.
Your brother's name. Are we gonna hear him speak? Because I never want to hear Dave Filoni speak ever again.
There's
Like, I love
right
Dave. I just
there.
don't want to hear him
There he
talk.
is. There he is.
I need him. Oh my god.
Oh,
Just don't use your voice. Let's let John talk. Just let John
why
talk.
is bro on the left dressed like that?
What's that?
Why is he dressed like that?
Who?
Who the fuck knows?
Buddy on the left.
Like,
I don't know, because he thinks he's supposed to look like some hip Jedi, I guess? He's supposed to be like faux Jedi robes, is the vibe that I'm getting from it.
Yeah, I guess.
Lukewarm crowd today. Lukewarm crowd.
Okay, you're not funny. I want to hear Dave.
Wow. There's
Oh,
a
God,
lot
dang.
more people here than I ever thought would be on the other side of that door.
Yeah, right.
Just don't talk, Dave. You ruin the illusion when
That's
you
right.
talk.
That's right. That's Trapper Wolf on stage right now. What kind of a partner is Trapper Wolf sending Carson off by himself all the time? Come on.
Smart. I stayed at home. I had a lot of things to do. Deb and Rick and I were talking about stuff.
He
Paul
talks
can
like
go
he's
off and
loaded.
do that. You know,
Talk about stuff.
that's his
What
job.
the fuck?
Yeah, he talks like he's on something.
God
Hey,
damn,
let's have
man.
fun.
Just-
Play the walk up again of Dave Filoni. and I'll play the walk-on of Kathleen Kennedy, and you guys can hear the difference in the fandom from appreciation of these.
Oh,
All right,
really?
hold on. So that was Dave
Because
Filoni.
they went pretty fucking crazy.
Kathleen Kennedy.
Man.
Woo. Woo. Oh my god. Oh.
She got that Louisiana pop.
That's rough.
When the music stopped?
Thank you so much for joining us.
Great. This is great. Everybody looks so good.
Oh
I
my
walked
God.
the floor this morning.
She got
I
the
saw
music
all
pop.
the cool stuff. I didn't have enough time to go back and buy things, but I will.
You're
So
so
it's
full of
just
shit.
You see
No
how
one
quiet
believes
it
you.
got though? Like when she
Oh.
sat down, she had to resort to complimenting the crowd. This and
Okay,
that.
now
When Dave Filoni got there, music stopped. He sat, and they were still going all out. Every crowd shot didn't have people gazing at who's walking. They were all engaged.
I'm not gonna lie, it really seemed like they were cheering for the music and not Kathleen Kennedy.
Yeah, she got the music pop.
Now,
It's like if you walked out when they did the WWE logo, boom, biggest pop of the night.
Okay, so now let's go back to Dave. Look at that shit.
Kathleen Kennedy got the Gilbert pop.
They're doing the fucking, like, you know how you used to do the lighter with your favorite band at the end of the night? You know,
Hold on.
everybody
Oh, yeah.
throws the lighter up.
LB, what did you say about the music?
I say she got the Gilbert pop. 'Cause, you know,
Oh, sure. No, I just find it interesting, the two different songs that they came out to.
Yeah, I think that the Senate brought that up. He said they played the wrong thing. They need to play Attack on the Jedi Temple.
Yeah, that's about right.
Dude, she would have got a mass applause.
I mean, it would have been. I see if it was me, and I was like, okay, well, I'm not blind and deaf. I can read and hear the hate. I'm just gonna play the fucking Imperial March when I go out.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. Look, if you're
That would be like, I'm in charge, bitches.
lean into it. Just be like, look, come out with the Imperial March,
Yeah.
and maybe some stormtroopers. Look, it's like
Dude, it'd be
trying to
great.
turn Roman Reigns into the good guy. It can't be done. So instead,
Roman Reigns
come out
was
as
only
the
a
bad
good guy for like a decade.
Yeah,
What are you
and then
talking
they
about?
turn him into a bad guy.
They could
And
turn
now
him into a good guy in about 2 seconds.
They should do the same with Rey. There's a big comparison between
Oh my
Roman Reigns
god.
and the way Star Wars treats Rey. Like, we're not listening to the audience. We're gung ho on this Rey thing. We're gonna
Mhm.
anoint Rey at WrestleMania or whatever the equivalence is. It's just
Uh-huh.
feels like that.
yo, if they
No, you're
if
exactly
they
right.
making Rey the villain of the new trilogy would be great.
It would be. It'd be an interesting turn. Yeah.
Yeah,
Dude, like they lean
Dude, she's a
towards that.
Palpatine.
exactly.
Look, if there was one thing I'll give Ryan
They
Johnson
know how to
credit
play both sides.
If there's
going.
one thing I'll give Ryan Johnson credit for, it's that in that movie he dropped a lot of hints, like he was leaning towards her being the villain. And I think if they would have went that direction, despite his other stupid bullshit, I'm just saying, even a broken clock is right twice. So if they would have just played with the idea of her just being the straight up villain, and then do the plot twist and make Kylo Ren the good guy, how fucking mind blowing was that? Like, look, I'm not saying it fixed everything.
Wait a second. Didn't he
I
die
like
at the end of the
Kylo Ren.
movie? Didn't he die?
No,
I don't
I'm
remember.
saying though, originally they wanted to make Rey the bad guy, and like have Rey
I don't-
Kylo Ren.
Hold on, did he
So
die?
I'm not crazy, right?
He died?
I don't remember. I just remember that he got stabbed.
I remember they kissed and stuff. Did he died?
Yeah, he was like he got that sweet kiss, and he was like, ah.
Yeah, I thought he got stabbed and he died, and then she picked up the other lightsaber and she goes, "Okay, I'm not just absorbing the light anymore, or the lightning anymore. Now I'm reflecting it.
Cause so basically, I remember they kissed. So he basically got the if you finna die, I'll give you a kiss. Finally,
He had to find some way to put metachlorians inside her. She needs to carry on the Skywalkers.
Oh man, I can't believe
Oh.
he went there. Like we were all thinking
Oh.
it, but Jill was like, "Yeah, pass on them metachlorians, girl."
I mean, can you imagine a child that is the spawn of a Skywalker and a Palpatine? Like,
What do you
have
think he
more
was doing when Rey died and he put his hands on her belly to give her force? Give force? Like that wasn't
forced
impregnant.
pregnancy?
It was
So-
a forced pregnancy.
No.
Yeah.
Hey, hold on. We're not gonna YouTube Kylo
Whoops.
Ren on here. We're not doing that, all right? Because you gotta have
Hold on.
crazy people.
Why did you not send him the link? Because that would be exciting,
so
I'm sure.
I'm just thinking, maybe in the new trilogy we find out that Luke had a son, an illegitimate son.
Why not? We had an Ahsoka Tano pop up out of nowhere after years. Let's have
Yeah.
a son. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, so then Luke's son is going to hook up with Kylo Ren?
Played in Rebels. I'm not gonna fucking defend this forever. I totally 100% agree with this Ahsoka show. Look, she has every right to be in the series. They never explained what happened to her. We knew she didn't die from Rebels. I am fucking down with the plan 1,000%, and I don't give a fuck if Ahsoka lives to the fucking new sequel trilogy, because she should. She's the best character to come out of that era that survived, like fucking Clone Wars, Rebels, and all that, right into Disney
No,
thing. I think
Cad
she's
Bane better.
still the most well-written character to come out of that era, and we haven't had a good, well-written character
Where does this guy
since
come up with this shit?
probably The Mandalorian. So I will fucking die on that hill that Ahsoka has earned her place in Star Wars.
Bruh, I don't even know why she came back, where she came back from, none of that stuff. I just know she just popped up, bruh.
Because in Rebels, okay, she was in that fucking cave with the Crystal Fox or whatever. You know what I'm talking about. The Crystal Wolves or the White Wolves or whatever the fuck. At the end of the
Loathe
show.
Wolves.
Yeah, and she fucking disappeared into that mystical fucking place. We don't know where the fuck that led to. Just like with the fucking space whales. We don't know where Ezra and Thrawn have been, but we know they didn't die. So it's fucking perfectly logical that they came out the other side, because I refuse to believe that there was no end to, because they go from what, one part of the planet to the other. So there's an end to their travel point. So it makes logical sense that Thrawn and Ezra would still be alive, because all they did was go into the warp things. And as far as Ahsoka goes, she went to that mystical fucking temple, and we all know how that shit goes. Whether it's OG Star Wars or new Star Wars, any mystical shit, the character's coming back. It's a bullshit reason. I know people bitch and moan, whatever, but it's a bullshit reason. The characters come back if they go to some mystical temple or some fucking mystical mountaintop or, whatever. Look at the shit with Luke and Grogu in Fett, right? He was rebuilding the temple or whatever. That shit's all mystical. No one bitches about that.
He's not rebuilding the temple mystically. He's what? He doesn't rebuild the temple with magic, guy. He's rebuilding the temple with a bunch of droids.
No, he's doing floaty rock shit too. Come on, you don't build the temple that fucking quick just using
robots. Work for 24 hours a day, especially if they're freaking like nuclear powered.
That episode with fucking
robots don't have rights, bro. They work 24/7 round the clock.
That was just in the Mandalorian.
Jack Black.
Yeah.
Robots got feelings too.
Like, what do we gotta do to get some robots like that? I want some droids that are grateful for being created. Like, fuck, man, that was amazing. I love that scene.
Oh my god.
The organics created us. It's the least we can do. Fucking great.
Yeah, that's not going to end out well.
So, yeah, watch fucking Terminator or any movie involving robots. That shit never ends well. iRobot, Terminator, fucking anything. Even Star Trek or Star Wars.
All you got to do with these robots, I learned, is you got to do this. That takes care. Will Smith told me that.
Just wink.
Yeah, I hope you guys remember that scene. They got it. Lifetime got it.
Look, my favorite scenes in the new Mandalorian episodes was how much Mando hated the robots. And this bitch fucking
Wow.
had the nerve to go, "Oh, Mando, you being a little bit whatever." And it's like, bitch, it's a robot. I agree with Mando. Don't fucking trust those fuckers.
The
Like,
battle
no.
droids, which were fighting the good guys. Yeah, don't trust those.
Don't trust them
No.
droids. No.
He
No,
just
because
had
those droids
IG-11
hurt
get
people.
rewired and try to kill everyone over on Navarro for a second, and they had to pull the plug. There's no reason to trust, especially if you're Din. There's no reason to trust these guys.
Exactly.
Well, okay, and then I didn't realize that he was such a big fan of You've Got Mail. I didn't know that. That's the right movie, isn't it? Isn't that the right movie that he paraphrased? You had me at battle droids.
Oh.
Yeah, he did. Holy shit, I didn't even think about that.
I thought it was You Had Me at Hello. Is that for
that's the line. He paraphrased it.
I thought that was from When Harry Met Sally, wasn't that?
Was that Harry Met Sally?
No, You Had Me at Hello
Yes.
was Jerry Maguire. Because Jerry Maguire...
It's Jerry Maguire?
It's Jerry Maguire.
It might be.
That's my all-time favorite movie. And then,
No, it's not. It doesn't have Nicolas Cage. You're so full of shit tonight.
Okay, it's one of my favorite movies. Anyways, because he
That I
comes in
believe.
and says that
When he
big speech,
returns.
and then she's like, "You had me at hello." I showed Bitchy, and she said, "What the fuck is this shit?" She doesn't like romance movies. I tried everything. She, romantic. Sometimes a villain can dream. Anyways, that ain't the fucking point. Back on track. So I guess
See what the Senate said? No, see what the Senate said. He says, I hate Mandalorian, but his dislike of the clankers is cool. Fuck them clankers.
Yeah, see? The Senate gets it. The Senate gets it. If there's one thing you could agree on, robots will turn on you. Okay?
I bet he likes them now.
Cute. I just read this one. Oh, man, this would be a dream come true. Maybe this Rey ended up on a faraway planet that they don't know about, and then we can forget about her. That would be wonderful.
Okay.
The only thing that she has going for her right now is the fact that I like her lightsaber.
No. The only thing that Rey has going for her is the fact, and this really pisses me off, and I'm being dead serious when I say this, so I'm going to go full
I
screen.
wanted to find Mace Windu's lightsaber. I wanted to find Mace Windu's lightsaber, and then she have yellow and purple. Those are my school colors. It'd be amazing.
Look, I want to say this personally. I don't like Rey, but the hate that Daisy really gets, y'all need to stop that bullshit. First off, she's alright. I think she looks pretty decent. And secondly, I hate the fact that I see her in interviews and stuff, and she seems like a nice person. And she really cared about the property. So, and I say this with a lot of skepticism. Maybe they'll write her better, but I think we should give the actress a chance to perform whatever the fuck is coming out before we harshly judge. Because here's the truth of the matter, is that the actors and actresses just fucking do what the script tells them to do, okay? They didn't fucking write it. They didn't fucking have any input on the creative process. So all of you motherfuckers who send Daisy really hate it, like the Michael Jordan
Daisy?
commercial.
Oh my God!
I'm sorry, I'm drinking some Jack. Daisy, everybody who sends Daisy hate, y'all need to stop it, okay? She's not responsible. I mean, look at poor John Boyega. He got so much fucking hate, and he didn't even like his character either. And hashtag redemption. Hashtag redemption for Finn, because they fucked him.
God, you gotta get through this fucking range.
In fucking Star Wars history, I'm just gonna say it. Finn got fucked. He had potential to be a great character, and Disney just bent him over and fucked him over. So you know what? Stop, don't be that person. Don't send them hate. Let's watch what they put out first before all you motherfuckers judge. Because I hate this shit where people look at it and they go, "Oh, it's Disney. Oh, it's this. This is gonna suck." Like, let the people do their work, and then if it sucks, then you can say something. That's all I gotta say, because it's bullshit, and I hate that kind of criticism. I hate this because so and so made it. That's not a reflection on the writers and the teams behind it. Okay, the company has nothing to do with all of the projects, and I know everybody on this panel, you guys who review stuff, we've all had this thing where people who come in the comment section and go, "Oh, this sucks because Disney made it or it's Marvel." Well, I take things by a fucking show or movie basis, not by the company made it, so it's gonna suck. That's fucking stupid, and that's not how you should review stuff.
Yeah, you can't uniformly diss them. Like right now, we complimented how the trailers out of Disney are always allowed to be viewed and never copywritten, and that's a good thing. We can give them the goods when we give them the bads.
Yeah, I think that things.
Oh, did he?
Thought it was
stop.
cheap.
Stop. I thought, no. You glitched and it, I don't know, it fucked your microphone over.
Well, that ended the rant, so I guess that's good.
Thank God. Was he still going about the same thing? No, it's not working, guy. It's not working. Yeah, damn it. Tired of fucking
What was the
tartar
topic
sauce?
we were on? We were on Ray or were we on Mandalorian? I forget which one.
Oh, we were trying to move on to the Mandalorian. I don't know. He went on. He did an entire rant. Did you even listen to it? I didn't listen to it.
Me either.
He can hear us though. That's good.
I'll say that
good.
The Mandalorian
no, he's gone.
This week, we got introduced to some of the native Mandalorians. There was 3 of them who never left, and they were just sailing, trying to survive.
Oh,
I wish we would have got more from them earlier in the season. There's a lot of moments, maybe when Bo-Katan and when Din were on Mandalore earlier. Maybe we could see from the perspective of them. They're on some binoculars watching Bo-Katan and watching.
Oh,
Din.
that would have been good.
Cool. They'll be like, oh, okay, so there are people there. It would have had that mystery to think about, and hoping that we'd see it, because some of the issues of this season are the continuity of the episodic isolation, which has been not story.
No.
So a little bit of that.
They're like jumping from planet to planet, which isn't necessarily a problem in Star Wars, but it's not like they connect them to each other.
The beginning of this week had Elia Kane talking on a thing with Moff Gideon, okay? I would have had that scene happen last week, just because last week was as lackluster as it was. This week didn't need that. So we would have had her talking to Moff Gideon. Moff Gideon says, okay, then, thanks for the information. I'll be ready. And he walks off. We don't know he goes to the Shadow Council until this week when we tune in. But it would have
been good.
So mainly your issue is the editing of the episodes.
I guess, yeah, you could edit it so you could manage the fans and what they should expect and dictate the next 7 days of chatter. The next 7 days of chatter after the Lizzo Jack Black episode was Lizzo and Jack Black, as opposed to the other Mandalorian meaningful stuff.
That's probably why they did it that way. So people would talk about Lizzo and Jack Black.
Okay. Yeah. We're going to get to all that. So last time me and PB left off, we left on the slowest episode, which was the episode with the fucking scientist guy.
Episode 3. The last one we talked about was episode
so we're
3.
going to go through 4, 5, and 6. It's not going to be that long because the episodes aren't that long. So we went from the most boring
I don't remember episode 4. What's episode 4? Episode 5 is the pilot. What's episode 4?
Episode 4 is the Return of Murder Beach, where they went to get the youngling. I call it Murder Beach because
the youngling.
I have no clue. Okay, look, this is my issue with this season. The Mandalorians are made to look like fucking idiots. Why the fuck would you go on a planet where motherfucking pterodactyls, and I'm just going to call it pterodactyl. I know it's a bird of some kind. I don't fucking care. The giant fucking pterodactyls is eating younglings. First of all, it sucks being a foundling because them motherfuckers ain't living past 8. And then they're like, yo, they're like, oh, our jetpack ran out of fuel, so instead of getting a fucking ship, they're just like, I guess he's fucked, and they just like mosey along. And meanwhile,
No,
Bo-Katan gets in her ship and fucking follows the
that's
fucking
not the
pterodactyl.
problem with the episode. That's not the problem with the episode. The problem with the episode is the fact that they say in the middle of the episode, well, maybe not quite the middle, so it'd be like the end of the first act, right? At the end of the first act, they say, we're never able to keep up with these fucking pterodactyls. Like, they always get away. Every single fucking time they steal a youngling, they get away. And I was like, oh, okay, well, that makes sense because the jetpack only gets you so far, and you don't have any ships on this planet. So I get it, okay? I get it. But then when you get later in the episode and they're going to rescue the child, they say, we can't make any noise or else it'll kill him. Like, we know this for a fact. And I was like, how the fuck do you know that if they got away every single time? Like,
Yeah.
these two things literally don't add up. They are mutually exclusive. You're telling me that the children always get away, but then when you show up and make a bunch of noise, that's when they always also get killed.
They're like human sea turtles. Said it hit the nail on the head. So the Mando younglings are basically human sea turtles. Yeah, basically.
Dude, I don't have a problem with that. This is the way. That's not the
I have
problem.
a huge problem because these are supposed to be like warrior badass people. First off, if you know there's a giant fucking crocodile and there's a giant fucking pterodactyls that take little kids, why the fuck are you still on the same exact location in the same exact beach? It doesn't track where everything we've seen them do in seasons before. And that's been my issue, is inconsistencies in the writing, which I know everybody gives
That's
a
what
pass.
I just pointed out.
Like, everybody gives a pass, but when me and PB and everyone at our panel has rated this show 9 out of 10 for a majority of every episode from season 1 to season 2, I hold this show at a higher standard. It's not that I think the whole show is shit. It's that I don't think this show is the normal swill that I watch. So I'm going to hold it to a higher standard because I've seen the good writing. And that's my issue, is that I've seen them write good plots. So when you bring to me bullshit like this that's inconsistent, I have an issue with it. I don't think that's unreasonable. I don't think that's me just hating on something.
No,
That's
that isn't unreasonable. Just you are unreasonable.
Exactly. I'm unreasonable, but my issues I'm bringing up are not. I mean, LB, am I wrong? If a writing is strong in the first and second season, and we see good writing, and then they do plot conveniences and contrivances, I don't think it should get a pass because it's The Mandalorian.
I'm with you on that because a lot of people use these things as an excuse. Oh, it's a Disney show. Oh, it's a children's show. Oh, it's a superhero movie. Like, like, no, don't give these things a pass because you like it. But for me, I'm not really tripping off of The Mandalorian. I don't think it's as bad as what people are out there claiming or exaggerating.
I don't think that...
No, you don't give it a pass because you like it, but it is easier to enjoy if you like it. Like, if you're a fan of whatever, it's a lot easier for you to enjoy, I don't know, like a random Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles cartoon. Like I don't know how many different ones there are now. There's a whole bunch of different ones, and all the art styles are vastly different. And maybe the characters aren't exactly the same, but they're all relatively close. If you're a fan of the Turtles, it's a lot easier for you to enjoy it than some random kid who ain't never heard of the Turtles, and he turns it on and goes, what the fuck is happening?
I might sound like I'm doing what I just said I hate. And
okay.
But I've always said this, when people talk about Star Wars, the writing has never been great.
No,
never.
the writing hasn't been great, but the Mandalorian
Wait,
has
hold
made
on.
more sense.
When you say writing, LB, are you talking about like the dialogue writing or the story writing?
Both.
Because I would say
mean-
that the dialogue writing is weaker than the story writing, but the story of
Yes.
Star Wars is strong.
Well, to me, like for Star Wars, it's always been a thing where like I've been a fan, but I wouldn't say I'm a fan like some people. They can tell you who's the person in the background in the cantina of episode 2.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Like I'm not one
I
of those
don't-
people. But like
I
I
don't
just
care about those pompous people.
right. So like when people talk about writing in Star Wars, it's just like it's never been great. So what standard are you trying to live up to? Like
Okay, well,
No,
okay.
I disagree.
Now that-
Check
no,
out.
hold on. So let's go with it. The writing has never been great, but you can compare Star Wars to Star Wars and be
Yeah,
like, okay,
exactly.
so this writing, like, it's a 50%. It's right in the middle, but then this other stuff is 30%. So if 50%, if you're grading on a curve for Star Wars, like 50% is as high as it goes, and the lowest it can go is 0. So you still have plenty of room to drop and be like, okay, well that's not premium Star Wars right there.
yeah,
And
for like for example, like with Mandalorian, like you're talking about the writing, like for me, I guess it's because I'm not so much paying attention to the writing. When I'm watching it, I'm just sitting there watching it. And like I have to notice things with certain things. Like it has to be glaring to me. Like, for example, they keep saying this is the way so much.
I have
It's
spoken.
like right. So like to me that's using it as a cop out for like being lazy with writing. They just keep saying this is the way.
wait, hold on. I just want to
Interesting.
answer this because I'm actually watching this and I have a review probably tomorrow
Not gonna happen.
on the Pink Ladies, the spinoff for Grease. I'm gonna be honest with you. I
You
am
didn't
finding
read.
that show.
You didn't read the comments.
Okay, so I'm gonna read this really quick because I actually have been very entertained
You're
by
still
the show.
just talking.
It says I try not to analyze movies and shows, but it's hard when I'm watching something like the Pink Ladies and they aren't following how it really was back then. It has gone so far left from Greece, and I'm gonna have a review on that, and it's gonna be a live stream because I'm very interested in everybody's thoughts. But it's fucking hysterically so far off of base from the 50s and the mentality that they had there. They have trans characters, Asians, all sorts of shit. And
Oh yeah, there definitely weren't any Asians in the 50s.
no, in gangs and stuff. It's just the way the 50s was, and then what they're trying to force into the show. It
How many
historically doesn't make sense.
Does anybody know? Like you just said, Asians in gangs. Is that what you said?
Asians,
No, hold on.
trans.
No. You said Asians
all
in
sorts of
gangs.
shit.
No,
It is
you
crazy.
fucking said Asians in gangs, and then you proceeded to say that there were no Asians in gangs. What, 70 years ago?
There were
70 years
Asians
ago?
in gangs, but they weren't in a fucking white ass gang singing
I don't know
along
what that
with them.
means.
You know, side note, when
No,
you
you have
talk
to watch
about
the show.
Greece, when you talk
No, I
about Greece,
don't.
you know it's funny to me is like when you watch these like modern TV shows and movies, and they have to pick every race, gender, orientation, and they all have to be in groups together and on these
You gotta
shows.
tick the boxes, yes.
Right, and it's just like,
you
and
can
it's
see
like,
where they had the checklist.
and it's funny because I can't say I've been to every place in the world or in the country, but I do know how things are in my city. I do see social media, and you really don't see these type of things. Like you don't see an Asian, a person from Mexico, a black person, a white person, a person from Hawaii, a gay person, a trans person, all in a group together hanging out.
Let me just ask.
What?
Let me just ask the two black people on the panel, right?
Hold on.
All
Did you
right,
say
thank
you
you,
black
thank
people
you.
or the two black people?
The two
But-
black people.
This
okay.
time he actually said it a nice way.
The two black people on the panel, right? In the 50s, did segregation not exist? Or am I just not?
It existed.
It
Big
existed,
time.
right? So I'm not crazy,
Obviously
right?
worse in some
So
places.
I mean, it kind of still exists today. I mean, you don't.
yeah, right,
you
right. So
don't-
I'm not crazy.
Go to the hood. You ain't seen too many white people hanging out with black people.
So the white football jocks have a black guy. I can't tell if he's a mascot or not. They have a black guy who insults and bullies just as hard as the white dudes on the football team. And he goes to all the same hangouts and everything without anybody saying anything. And this is my issue, because if we're going to do something in the 50s, right? And whether you like or hate the original Grease, they had this nailed. Like, look, I'm not saying the 50s was right. Oh my God. Hey, honey.
What's up, unicorn?
Hold on. You're not saying it was right, but you're not saying it was wrong.
I'm not saying it was
That's
right,
weird.
but they
No, you can just say it's wrong.
Yeah, he didn't get that. He's
Holy
just
fuck,
continuing.
guy. He just doubled down.
No, I'm drunk, but yeah, you guys know what I mean.
I thought he was going to say it for a third time.
We
guys
don't.
know what I
What do
mean.
you? No, we don't.
Anyways,
What, you
So
explain?
I'm saying it was grossly wrong, okay?
Oh, okay.
Wrong.
Oh,
Okay, so
Sure.
they had segregation and all this bullshit, right? And now
thought we were
the
talking
fact
Star
that
Wars.
these shows try to erase history that happened, I think is bullshit. Because if we don't acknowledge where we were, then we can't fix the problems of today. If you don't acknowledge how shitty this stuff is, then there's no real change. You're just fucking pandering and placating and pretending like this history didn't exist.
Like
The
Jerry
only-
Jones.
Yeah, exactly.
Bitchy unicorn
also-
says that
so-
Zod's a bitch.
So it's also funny. It's like some of these writers, these people who work on these TV shows and movies, and when they talk about the diversity stuff, I sometimes look up their social media profiles to see if they're really living what they talk about, and it's like, oh, so all your Instagram photos are with your white friends. Where's the diversity in your real life?
Where's your Asian friends? Yep. I 100% agree. These same pompous assholes who will throw diversity in just for the sake of throwing it in. And this swings back to Star Wars because they do the same shit. Like,
Fucking finally.
I don't care about what the race of a Jedi is, what the sexuality of a Jedi is. I care about if they're a cool, well-written character. And I hate this push for blatant diversity where the companies don't give a shit. All it is to them is money. They don't care about actually getting change started or whatever else. They care about, we're bringing this up. Maybe, the audience will be there.
My thing is, right, is like, okay, this is all one continuation of a universe. Not only Star Wars. It's like, okay, random black Mandalorians, random black Jedis. Like, none of these things were in the Clone Wars. None of these things were in the original or sequel trilogy, original trilogy or the prequel trilogy. Why not explain to us, where did they all come from? Where did they all go? Like, our feelings are not going to be hurt if you was like, yeah, man, these Jedi, these black Jedis, they was ducked off somewhere. They was, something. Give me an explanation. Because, like, I'm pretty sure there wasn't many black Mandalorians in the Clone Wars.
There's a...
Not that I recall.
Says the black man is bullying the black girl along with the white kids. Exactly. And I'm going to do a review for that. Don't worry. Because
when those group of Mandalorians popped up on the planet or whatever, they were still on Mandalore. And then I'm sitting here and I'm looking at the one guy and I was like, gosh, like with the way that they got you with your hair all disheveled and this freaking get up on, I could not place him. Then I listened to him talk for a little while and I was like, fucking say Maverick. Because that's the only. I'm sure I've seen him someplace else, but I just watched that movie not too recently. I was like, fuck! It's the goddamn Admiral from Maverick. He's a Mandalorian now.
But circling back to the dialogue of Mandalore. Now, there's one thing I don't even remember what was said, but it took me out for a minute because it was like they're using modern dialogue in a Star Wars galaxy. So
Well,
to
was
me,
it something where Lizzo was talking? Because nothing about her delivery was believable. Like it
well, it
looked
wasn't that
like they
episode.
had. It looked like they had the poster board and she was reading it.
All right, it wasn't that episode, but yeah, that goes along with it too. It's like, okay, this is what I would call inconsistent writing because it's like this doesn't line up with the way they was talking in the originally trilogy. Yeah, exactly.
Like everything else is smooth, and then you're like, something's weird about this dialect, this cadence, whatever you want to call it.
It's a big galaxy. That's why Bill Burr, he plays Mayfeld. They talk that way up in space. Why not?
No, come on. Let's not make excuses. This is supposed to be where our dialect.
I think he was joking. I don't want to speak for him, but he sounded like he was being sarcastic.
Okay, what I mean is everyone can sound very diverse because like this is planet Earth with 8 billion people, and we hear people's take on English. Everyone has a different kind of unique kind of spin. Usually it's because you're native to another language, and then some of that still makes it through your English, right? So when I hear Diego Luna, what's his name? Cassian Andor. What we saw in the flashbacks, he was speaking another language with his family, his sisters, and all the other kids. So that's why his accent when he uses English sounds like in Earth, what we know as, oh, that's someone who's Hispanic trying to go English. You get it? So I just tell myself that.
Yeah, but let's be real, and this is you brought up.
Yeah, let's be real about Star Wars.
Yeah.
So you're saying he was being fake?
No.
Yeah, that is what you're saying, isn't it?
Yeah.
No, Andor is the reason why I hold Mandalorian to such a high standard in LB. To answer your writing question,
that's true.
Andor had fucking tremendous writing, and if something like that could come from the Star Wars universe, then Mandalorian, which was the flagship for all these other spin-offs, I'm gonna hold. Yeah, if it wasn't for the let's be real.
Mandalorian's still the biggest show on the whole fucking platform.
They wouldn't have had the confidence to do an Andor spinoff, Visions, all this other stuff. Mandalorian was the precursor to where they were like, oh, we could tell these smaller contained stories and people will actually watch them, right? Because it did gangbusters. And that's what I'm saying. When you do good writing, people respond. And the Senate put it best. He said,
he didn't put it. He asked the question. He asked the question. He said, "I never watched Andor. Is it fire?"
Andor.
You don't like Andor, chill.
No, it's about a supporting character of Rogue One, which is a supporting film of New Hope.
I know.
You can't just.
I know, and that's what makes it great.
Andor and the crew were integral to the story of episode 3 as we saw.
You asked if I liked it. The answer is no. I don't think it's garbage either. It's just somewhere in the middle.
It's extremely bland.
See now,
right, look,
it's got its moments here and there.
It's technically it's technically good. It looks good. It's shot good. It's written good. It's acted good.
I just don't care.
It's just yeah.
Interesting, because I didn't care about Cassian at all before the show, but as soon as I started watching the show, I was like,
"What's his best moment? What's Andor's hit moment of the whole show?" Or anything.
When he shoots the dude in the fucking I can name
in the first minute of the first episode.
That's not my favorite moment.
Just executes those guys.
Yeah. That's a problem.
That Andor don't fuck around.
Well, look who's talking.
Cold-blooded. Like
that's a problem.
That shit was crazy.
That's a problem. If your best moment is the first moment of the first episode.
No, my favorite moment is when he tells B that he can come with him.
You mean like before the escape?
Yeah.
I think the Imperial woman was more intriguing than him.
Then, well, I mean, he lied because he didn't go with them. They told me to go with. I love every scene with B in it. I think he might be my favorite droid. I think he's amazing.
Yeah, B.
Like, if nothing else comes from that show, like, I will watch a show of him stuttering for 35 minutes.
It's amazing how we can watch the same thing and have different outtakes. Hey, listen, they didn't break any canon. There's no like stretches that I have to take, like for Kenobi, how Kenobi actually meant.
No, Kenobi fucked a bunch of shit.
There's a whole bunch that doesn't happen in this Andor show. So, hey, enjoy it. I'm not mad at it.
Yeah,
maybe.
Hey, I'm on the same page as you, bro.
I think that might be another reason of why I like it so much, because we went from just watching Kenobi, where I was like, oh, that was really cool. Oh, wait, now it's really fucking dumb. Oh, that's really cool. Oh, wait, now it's really dumb. I never watched a single episode of Andor and went, that's really stupid.
I enjoyed Kenobi, but the fact that they had to do so many like leaps into tying something together and then explaining why.
No, that's not the problems that I have. The problems that I have are shit that happens inside the episode. Like, why in the fuck, if you can put the fire out with the Force, why can't you put the fire out with the Force again? If you grabbed him with the Force, why can't you grab him with the Force again? If you grab one ship with the Force, why can't you grab the second ship with the Force? You obviously still have the energy because you just went through a fucking lightsaber duel 2 seconds later with somebody trying to murder you. The ship is not trying to murder.
Stabbed as a kid when you're a youngling. In the future, now that Vader's done with you, he stabs you again and didn't think to actually kill you. Like, this doesn't make sense for Vader to do the stab and allow her to survive when this time he wasn't trying to have you survive. And then also, lightsabers that go through your gut, that's usually it. The blood loss.
Yeah, that's like a KO. Like permanent
honestly,
KO.
I wouldn't be mad if season 2 it turned out in the very first few minutes he wakes up and it was all a dream. Season 1.
It was all a dream.
Now, I would not be mad at that, to be honest with you, because I don't like how they, played with the history between him and Vader.
And tell me how the thing where it lost me.
I feel like the Senate is discounting the white people on the panel. Did you see what he said?
Yeah,
he's definitely listened to the people on the bottom half of the panel.
Yes.
No, don't listen. Don't listen. Go watch anymore.
No, you gotta just give it a chance. Like, it shows the seedy underbelly of the galaxy more so than anything else has.
To sum it up, people, if you don't like slow burning TV shows or movies,
that's true.
You are not going to like it.
No, but LP is going to be able to binge it, so it won't be so slow anymore.
Yeah.
That'll make a difference.
How many episodes was it?
12.
12 45-minute episodes. That slow? Well, you better bring some coffee.
They're not all 45 minutes, are they?
Dude, what the Mandalorian episode 3 was so slow. I fucking fell asleep 3 times.
It wasn't as slow as Andor.
Yeah. That episode was slower than any fucking episode in Andor. I'm sorry. That
absolutely
episode was
not.
the worst fucking episode in probably the Mandalorian that they've ever fucking made. It was slow. It was fucking pointless.
One more Andor thing,
so
though.
What? They can bring it back that she's working for fucking Moff Gideon, which, you could fucking figure out from 2 seconds of the episode. So why the fuck do we have an episode with the clone guy who doesn't fucking factor in at all, except for that stupid throwaway line that they just did where it's like, I'm taking some from cloning, and I'm taking some from the Jedi, and I'm taking some from the Mandalorian, and making this fucking cool-ass armor. There was no fucking point, and that's my fucking problem with majority of the Mando episodes. If you took out fucking episode 3, and you took out fucking episode 5 or the one with fucking Jack Black and Christopher Lloyd, it doesn't change a goddamn thing. And that's when you know an episode sucks. If you remove it from the Mandalorian,
you can't take out if you take out episode
at all.
No, you can't take out
fucking side quest.
You can't take out episode 6 because episode 6 is the episode where he hands the saber to Bo-Katan, so you can't take out episode 6.
Don't even get me started on the
hold on. Point of contention. How do we feel about him stretching that story a little bit so that he could give her the saber? Good or bad?
That's how I feel.
LB?
That.
Okay, say that again, because he.
How do you feel about him stretching the story so that he could just give the saber to Bo-Katan?
Who? You talking about Den?
Yeah. He's like, I got captured and she saved me by killing my captor, so she actually gets the saber.
I guess he's trying to prove to her his loyalty to her or something. I don't know.
I don't know if it comes. I don't
Game
think
of
he wanted the
Thrones.
fucking dark saber in the first place because he knows what it means. I don't think he wants it.
That's
What
possible.
the fuck did you say about Game of Thrones?
It reminds me of fucking Game of Thrones. They're going McQueen route. Fuck that. It's fucking
Oh
stupid.
no, that's
I
when
fucking
Game of
hate
Thrones.
it.
No,
I got
that's when
PTSD. I thought he was gonna fucking start
before it
bowing
went
down
off the
and banging
rails.
her in the back. It was fucking ridiculous.
No,
I
that's
hate
no.
the
Like I
whole
don't. You're
fucking
completely
setup.
wrong here.
PB,
The
you're
show
right.
was still good when we were just saying McQueen. But once we got to the point where they were saying, McQueen, why did you burn the city down? That was a problem.
Yes.
Like,
So PB, you're
you
right.
jumped the
Because now I'm
shark.
thinking when he first got the dark saber, he didn't want it.
He never wanted the dark saber.
So that was basically his excuse to get rid of it.
Pretty much.
Like, technically.
Like he only has it because he won it through default. Like he just happened to be the one in that fight.
But I mean, that was a fucking stretch of logic. And here's the thing
It's
that
not.
fucking pisses me off. No, this is the thing that pisses me off. So she has the big long fight with the wolf dude to get her fucking fleet back. Cool.
Yeah.
She does it old school, Mandalorian rules, like you and me until someone yields. That shit's been established, right? Cool fight. Then they let this motherfucker get off on a technicality, and no one says, "Hey, wait, this doesn't seem like
I'm
the right
sorry,
thing."
Senate.
And Chill's smiling. Come on, Chill. You gotta back me up on this. How is this motherfucker gonna go? Oh, battle to the death, and then now, oh yeah, we'll let the technicality go. Come on.
Well,
Come on, that's weak.
they were battles to the death. We don't know what that monster with the eye was gonna do. They're trying to kill.
Oh no, he was in a roasting cage. He was gonna eat him. 100%. He was gonna eat him.
Bullshit. So they didn't have Bo-Katan in the Mandalorian fight, so they could fucking make her like the bastion of whatever. Because for some strange fucking reason, they don't want the two to fight. They didn't even have to fight to the
I don't
death.
want the two to fight.
The wolf dude didn't fight to the death.
All right.
I wanted to see Bo-Katan and fucking Mando go at it just to see who is actually the fucking better fighter. I mean, I think
I wanted
Bo-Katan's the
unity.
one.
I wanted Mandalorians to come together.
Breathe. Hold on. What do we talk about? The latest episode, or we just all over the place?
We're just kind of all over the place. You're gonna have to roll with it, LB. Just
all right. So
make
my
another
question
point
is,
of contention. Here we
how
go.
do you feel about I forgot the actor's name, Espinito. Yeah, Giancarlo
Esposito.
How do you feel about his performance as
Stan
Moff Gideon in this episode?
Fucking brilliant. Fucking brilliant.
Both of them, baby. Both of them.
I was
absolutely.
Mixed.
He is the best actor in the entire show.
I thought it was a little goofy at times, but then I thought it was real good at times.
No, when you say that exact word, the only time that I thought it was goofy was when he was talking to the Shadow Council, and then at the end, when he said "Long live the Empire," he decided to do a pirouette, and I was like, "Why did you just spin around? What was the point of that? Like, you're on this digital fucking thing. Did everyone just see you do this digital pirouette or something? Because they're not seeing you how you're standing here, you weirdo." It was just odd. Other than that, everything about that, like the whole freaking the end scene, oh man, that was amazing. Then the best part about the upgrade is I'm in it. Oh, that was great. That was great.
Anyone else?
So do you not think he is the best actor in the entire show?
Yeah.
Okay, let's put it this way. I just got done watching season 3 of The Boys sometime this week, earlier this week, something like that. Anyways, not too long ago. And he goes from being a man in a suit who is only threatening with his lack of tone, which is, apparently we couldn't hear Zod, but that's fine because we...
No, that wasn't just me.
Oh, I guess not. I didn't know. I was talking the whole time. I didn't give a fuck.
Glitch. And I thought
Oh.
I was glitching. I'm like, oh yeah, I am glitching. Okay.
No. It's definitely on his end because he's got a special microphone that he doesn't want to upgrade. But I went from seeing Stan Edgar being a man in a four-piece suit to being a man in a Dark Trooper outfit, and I was like, "Yep, 100% believe it, 100%."
So this latest episode kind of ties into the Last Jedi, doesn't it?
Oh, okay. Why would you? Okay, so
What,
is that it? No,
Project-
when we're watching. No, my question is when we're watching the Shadow Council, because I didn't look it up because I'm afraid to actually get the answer. But now that we're here talking about it, you might have the answer and you just give it to me. Is that supposed to be future General Hux on the Shadow Council?
Oh, okay.
I don't
Is
know.
that him?
I didn't think about that.
Because I don't remember what his first name is. I know that they've told us what his first name is, but I don't remember it because I was watching the subtitles because I was like, well, that was weird. And I went back and they called him Brendel Hux. Brendal? I don't know how you pronounce it.
He is the descendant of Hux, but he's not General
Ancestor?
Hux.
Ancestor? What?
Yeah,
What do you mean
he's an
descendant?
ancestor.
He's got to be like his dad. or his
Remember
uncle.
in episode 9, the movie where General Hux just turns out to be a mole and he works for the good guys?
Yeah.
That came out of nowhere. Remember that scene?
Yeah.
Oh my
That
god.
movie's crazy.
The reason
It's
I
like,
referenced the
I'm
Last
actually a good
Jedi
guy.
because
What
I
the
was thinking
fuck?
about the red throne room scene with the
Oh, Praetorian Guards?
The
yeah.
Praetorian Guards. That
Can
was
we
a cool
talk about
scene.
that? That was
cool.
fucking awesome. Finally,
Okay,
some love for
so-
the royal guards.
What I don't
Like-
understand is how, okay, before we get into it, how can they go from an episode that was so great in episode 7 and then have one that was so, let's not say terrible, but not great in episode 6? Because episode 6 is not a great episode. It's like, okay.
It's that Rick Famuyiwa. He's an executive producer, and he probably had and he's going to be directing next week also. So that Rick Famuyiwa touch
Wow.
is we got to start giving him third place credit after Favreau and Filoni.
Like, here's my thing. Like, I said this before, Chill, on your channel. I don't think that the quality of the episodes, the camera work, the lighting, the special effects, I don't think that has dipped from season 1 to now. My
No.
issue is the placement of the episodes is off. Like, I don't mind Jack Black and Christopher Lloyd.
South Florida
Fuck it,
Thrifter.
Lizzo. She was fucking terrible. But the rest of them, I don't mind them being in the Star Wars episode. My issue is that the placement of that episode, no matter who it was, doesn't feel right for damn near the end of the season. The placement of the episodes have felt off. Like, someone just fucking scrambled everything. Like, if you put that episode in like a number 2 or 3 spot, it's a fun little side mission. It's cool. The ending kind of develops the story, right? So you got
Well,
the
I mean,
matter.
the ending develops the story a little bit on both sides of the coin because now there's a planet out there that's going to try and get Mandalore into the Republic, even though it seems strange to me that they would want to be in the Republic and wouldn't want to be an independent world, but all right.
Yeah,
it's a bold new galaxy.
It was a weird placement, and that's been my issue with this whole season is that the episode placement seems off. Like this episode 7, it feels like an episode we should have got way earlier to advance the story. Because the problem is the story, we've had no clear villain for the whole entire arc, and yes, I knew that Moff Gideon was coming back. That isn't the fucking point. But it felt directionless for a good majority of the season. Like, just a bunch of bullshit side stories setting up the Mandalorians. Yes, I get it. We're setting them up as a tribe or whatever and getting their home back and all that shit. But it still feels like you could have got there and made it a lot shorter. We don't have 12, 22 episodes. We have 8. When you have 8 episodes, you need to keep them concise and to the fucking point. Otherwise, everything gets lost in transition. And I'm not the only one to bring this up.
time.
I
Are
agree.
you fucking kidding me right now? Are you fucking kidding me? You've been here the entire time, guy? No fucking way. No fucking way.
I agree with you on that. The problem is Disney Plus. They're making classic network television shows, but using a mini
It's
series
only been
episode
15
order.
minutes, you son of a bitch.
Yeah,
Sorry.
LB, you hit the nail on the head. And look, when you have episodes,
17
look,
minutes.
if this was 50-minute episodes, then I wouldn't be as salty because we could have a lot of character development and plot movement in those episodes and still keep it to 8. But when you have 20-minute fucking episodes and you extend an episode for 2 people I don't give a fuck about in episode 3, and you make that like fucking 50 minutes, and the rest of the episodes are running at 20 minutes for important shit that I care about, then I have an issue with that because it's like, why are you taking so long to explain this when it plays a very small role? Like some of the other episodes, if you gave them 50 minutes, it would make sense chronologically, but it doesn't, and it pisses me off because it throws the story all off. So I go from an episode where I'm falling asleep to another episode where I'm like, oh, okay, that was pretty cool. But it's too inconsistent, and maybe it's just me, but it does not
It's just
feel
you.
like the other Mandalorian seasons. Season 1 and Season 2, even the sidetrack episodes never detoured from the main storyline. It was just like a fun little adventure you went on, and then you got back to the fucking point. And that's my issue with this. It seems very directionless, like they had no fucking plan after Season 2.
I mean, I
Well,
don't think it went away from the main storyline because it all connected to Moff Gideon. But man, I don't know. Like,
Then show Moff Gideon. I don't know. Maybe they didn't want to pay Giancarlo Esposito
yeah,
fee for 3 episodes. They only got him for 2.
yeah,
Maybe.
Yeah, and they fucking
something.
lied about it, Chill. Motherfucking John Carlo Esposito came out and said, "Oh yeah, I'm in a bunch of episodes. Don't worry, I'm in the episodes, right?
Huh?
When the fuck was this? This motherfucker didn't appear until episode 7. Like they
right.
dropped a hint when he got broken out or whatever. But past that, I ain't seen this motherfucker until episode 7. I was waiting for him and his fucking funny lines and his fucking delivery, and I had to wait till episode 7. And don't get me wrong, it doesn't mean I'm excited for the last episode. Like episode 7, and we're gonna get to that. That was the fucking bee's knees. That was what I wanted to see. But I feel like you lost a lot of people in all of this bullshit, where we could have even dropped hints. Like when they broke him out, you could have showed him a little scene with him doing shit. So we're like, oh, okay, that's the bad guy. He's still doing stuff. Okay, keep that in your mind. And then you could have your side story with fucking Jack Black or whoever the fuck. My issue is, if you want to keep people's attention, you got to give them a hook. And for me, there has not been a hook in this season for 7 motherfucking episodes. There's been no fucking hook. No interest. I don't give a fuck
What do you
about
mean?
murder.
Whoa.
I don't care about what.
There hasn't been a hook the entire time. Like, I have no idea how many phenomenal things you've said about Grogu. He's the hook for the entire show.
Grogu
Yes.
has been.
Yes.
Grogu has been.
Exactly.
Hey, whoa. Hold on a second.
No.
When he said no the first time, like that was funny.
Amazing.
Look, like,
It
Well,
was
you're gonna be
amazing.
I love Grogu, okay? But let's be real. My boy here, my little man, he's been fucking sidelined too. Like, I can count
Yeah,
on my
but now
hand how
they
Grogu
just,
had a
I mean,
meaningful
how
story.
many times when you were a kid were you sitting there playing Mech Warrior? He gets to do it for real. I love Mech Warrior. What great game. Or Front Mission. Anything that I get to go on a giant-ass robot and fuck shit up like, I don't know,
look,
space
I'm not-
papayas,
look,
whatever
we're
the
gonna
fuck
get to
that fruit
episode
was.
7. I'm not
He's just like, the Mando's got money. He just came from a
Look, I'm
fucking
not
gig, so we'll
saying-
just crush the fruit.
I'm not saying that episode was great, but I'm saying, like, Mando and Grogu got sidelined for a lot of it. Look at the episode.
No.
Look at the episode, the Foundling, right? They show
Okay.
him, and they do that cool little scene with Order 66, right? And then the rest of the fucking story is them climbing up a mountain, getting this fucking kid. First of all, that kid was being fucking digested, so I don't buy that he'd still be fucking alive.
He wasn't being digested. He was in
a
the gullet of the
day
bird.
later.
What?
It was
He wasn't
a couple
digested.
of days later, and he's still alive.
Because they already ate because it's a successful mother. The kids had enough for next week.
So
I don't
think
buy that the bird would digest him.
I think we all need to just look at the Mandalorian like how on Arrow, what was it, season 3 or 4, when they transitioned from the show being about Oliver McQueen to being a Team Arrow show. I think that's what they're doing with Mandalorian.
Well, you gotta bring it. That shit.
I like Team Arrow.
Season 2, we had
No,
the best.
that was when it got good. No. That when I mean, maybe it's coincidence that when they got to Team Arrow was when it got at its best, because when
At its
everything
best.
came to, when I would say everything came to when the past caught up with the future is when the show was at its peak. Because you know how they would.
Arrow peaked in season 2 and went downhill from there.
No.
Yes.
No. You didn't have it. How could you say that it peaked in season 2 when you were still getting the backstory?
Right. Season 2 is probably the best season of superhero television out of everything.
I 100% agree with LB.
I don't know about
I would
that.
shake your hand if we were. Yes, 100%. And then the best parts of season 3 was, I think it died right when Ra's al Ghul and Oliver Queen fought on the mountain, and he stabbed him with the fucking sword, and he still
That
lived
was
after he
great.
got kicked off of that mountain. No, that was bullshit. Like, they had it grounded, and then to that point, I was like, yo, man, I love
Yeah,
Oliver Queen.
they had it.
You're gonna
Okay,
tell me he got
so
stabbed
so
through
what
the
you're
chest and
telling me
kicked off the
is,
mountain and he lives?
so what you're telling me is, it was grounded, and then they finally turned it into a comic book show. Because ain't no single fucking comic book out there be grounded. Not if you want it to be like the comic. I thought you want. Don't you want it to be like the fucking source material?
I mean, I don't know, man. Season
Not you,
3 was
LB.
alright, but after that, it just went
No,
down.
I think it was at its best once it was coming. I mean, then it was. I didn't think that it went downhill, because then you get the crossovers with the other superheroes. That's amazing.
Yeah, that shit was fucking.
Season 2,
He
season 1.
He shot the Flash in the back. He just. Oh, you weren't looking that way. Sorry, Barry. Amazing.
I go season 2, season 1, the season with Prometheus, season 3, and
Yo,
the rest
yeah,
don't even matter.
Prometheus was like back when it was on top.
Yeah.
They had the awesome.
They took it back.
The first episode where they do that scene with the helicopter and it blows up the fucking warehouse and he fucking gets out with the fucking bow and arrow. That shit was fantastic. And like, Prometheus was threatening. Like, I was like, oh, Prometheus is gonna fuck people up. And the island blowing up, all that shit was good. But when you get back to
No, the only problem I have with Prometheus is every time that I see the actor, I picture him as a comedic actor, because I remember him in the TV show Sirens.
Oh.
So,
oh, man, come on, that wasn't his fault.
But yeah,
Sirens was a hilarious fucking show.
sorry, PB,
No,
you've been
it was.
outnumbered. Arrow season 2 is the best.
I see
and
that.
Mando. But yeah,
Arrow season
Mandalorian.
2.
Yeah, it's like a team show now.
My
The
problem
villain in
with
season. Who was the
Mandalorian-
villain in season 5? Senate.
I think it's Prometheus.
Okay.
The Chillmonger said.
No, I just know it was. It was. I think it was at its peak when you finally had the past catch up to the present. Because I was like,
Look,
okay, how does this connect to itself?
I never had a problem with the flashbacks.
needed
being
answers.
over. My issue was like
Love the
I
flashbacks.
didn't like, even though I like what's his name? Not Malcolm McDowell. I want to say Malcolm McDowell, but the dude in season 4, he was a really good villain. But the problem was, like, when you introduce magic and shit to someone who shoots arrows.
Oh, you're talking
kinda
about
take away,
Damien
talking-
Dark.
Damien Dark, but I forgot the actor's name. It's,
Ian was it Ian McDonough or something? The guy that was in the guy from
Walking Tall.
from Captain America.
Well,
and Walking Tall.
You say he's from Captain America? Which
he's one of the guys from the platoon.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. He's got the mustache and the. I like his hat. He's got the cool hat.
Dude, he's a great
actor. I don't know
actor.
what that's called. Bowler hat.
He's
an amazing actor. I feel like he is sold short constantly. Like he's an amazing villain, and then his character continues to be amazing on DC's Legends of Tomorrow, which also has nothing to do with Star Wars.
Okay, so anyways, back to Star Wars. So let's just dive into episode 7, the newest one. I'm just gonna say it. I'm gonna spoil this. This episode for me is a 9 out of 10. Fucking fantastic. I honestly have no issues. I'll get into it. You guys can talk about what.
I gave it a 9.
Issues,
I gave it a 9.
Yeah, let's be critical here. I'll start with you, PV.
Critical.
Name one issue you had with this episode. I know it's tough because it was a. You
clicked them off. You
episode, damn near.
Sorry, Chill.
What's one issue you had with this new episode? I'm being fair. I'm not being a typical
One issue I had.
The bad shit out of the way.
So, one issue. Oh man, I might have to think about that for a moment because I don't remember having any issues when I got to the end of the episode.
Okay, cool. I'll go to Chill. I know it's a tough question because the episode's so fucking good. Like, anybody who says this episode isn't good, you're fucking lying to me. This episode was peak Mandalorian. I'd say this episode was probably my favorite of the whole Mandalorian series.
Wow.
I'm going to say it. Yeah, I'm going to say it.
Oh, definitely not.
This is my favorite
episode. My favorite episode my favorite episode of The Mandalorian happened during Boba Fett.
Oh yeah, you mean Mando season 3 episode 1?
Anyways, yes. The prologue.
No, that wasn't Boba Fett. That was
the
so
prologue.
Funny. Dude, when he killed the people with the darksaber, I said, Mando, you.
That's what I'm saying. Anything that has to do with the darksaber, I'm down for. It's my favorite lightsaber.
So let me ask Chill because PB is having a tough time. We're being critics.
We're
being real.
We're trying to.
And there was a problem here. If Din Djarin is supposed to be captured, all embarrassed by Moff Gideon, the best thing Moff Gideon could have done was removed that helmet. And we know that there's some Pedro Pascal issues. Probably wasn't even on set that day. Not probably. He certainly 100% was not on set. All he ever does is record the voice. And that's why that Din Djarin didn't have his helmet removed. I think that's what Moff Gideon in character would do to Din.
Oh, okay. Hey, I like that. That was a... Dude, Chill came with some cerebral shit. I wasn't even thinking about that. All right, Chill. I see you. That was a good,
I like that.
Nice critique. LB, did you have any flaws or any issues with this episode of The Mandalorian?
My flaws were the cliche stuff in the episode. When all the Mandalorians are there and you're like, I will go. I will go. I will
yeah,
go.
the I am Spartacus scene.
Right, like that was telegraphed from a mile away. It's just like, stuff like that just gets on my nerves. I thought the Baby Yoda stuff where the no and the yes thing was funny. And
that was great.
And like they did the Daniel Bryan thing, the yes.
Yes. Oh my God, I was thinking that.
But like,
yes.
They kept doing it and kept doing it. And kept doing it, but at least at the end, it kind of paid off.
Oh yeah, that was pretty good. My issue was the death of my boy. I have an issue with this because there was a fucking hole for him to fly out of, and I know his jetpack got damaged, but if you watch the scene, because I watched the episode twice. He had plenty of time to fly out that fucking hole, and they killed my favorite fucking character, the dude with the chain gun. And
you're saying that Vizsla should have flew out as the guards were walking in?
Yes, he should have fucking flew out as they were fucking walking. I think it was needless death.
Well, hold on a second, hold on. Like, he was a little bit injured, let's say, at that point. Like, we don't know exactly how much fire he took, and I'm guessing, I don't know for certain, but he probably saw Thor: Love and Thunder and saw what happened to Sif, and
Uh-huh.
was like, well, if you don't get the Viking funeral, you don't get the warrior's death, and you don't die on the battlefield. Like, you gotta die in the battle.
No,
for it
I
to count.
hate it. It was a fucking cliche because they wanted to do a warrior's death, and I know like uh that character.
Yeah, he
is-
saw what happened to her. He didn't want to get fucked over and be like, well, I got all these holes in me for nothing.
No,
He did not
dude,
see
bullshit.
it happened a long time ago in a galaxy far away, so he could not have watched Love and Thunder.
Damn it.
Yeah, PB. That doesn't even come out yet. Anyways, no, I thought that was bullshit. I thought it was a contrived way, like LB mentioned, with some of the contrivances and the whole "I am Spartacus" ripoff. Like, oh yeah, I'll go with you. No, I'll go with you. Like, I hate that shit. It was very obvious with the cliches. So there's our little negative. Now let's talk about how fucking awesome this episode is. Because let's be real, I think everyone on the panel can agree. This is hands down probably the best episode of the season. It was fucking action packed. They didn't fuck around. I love.
Episode 3 was actually much better.
See, why you trolling me like perp? I know that's a perp troll right there. Why are you trolling me like perp? Come on, no. God damn it. God damn it! You threw my whole.
Stop reacting. Stop reacting to his ridiculousness.
You threw my thought process off. Okay. What I enjoyed the stuff with Grogu, but I'd have to say my favorite scene of this whole episode, and I know it was hammy or whatever, and LB brought this up, but I love when Moff Gideon was fucking with everyone on that Dark Council, and he was like, oh yeah, what happened to your little project there, knowing he sabotaged it. That shit was hilarious. To me, that was peak evil. I was so glad to see competent villains. Like, this motherfucker sabotaged his project, basically told him he did it, and did not give a fuck. And then that dude brings up Thrawn, and he's like, he's not here. Where's Thrawn at? Where is at? I was like, yeah.
My question, okay, so it seemed like almost everybody on this Shadow Council has a different military rank or designation or whatever the heck they're using.
No, they have sectors. I think they mentioned that there's certain regions that belong to certain people.
Well, I mean, one of them. What was? It was Commandant for Hux, and you got Moff for Gideon. So, the other? Who was the Palin? Was a general? I don't remember what his title was, but it was different as well. Like, all the ones that they named out loud had a different title before their name, which I assumed was from the military. So I'm just wondering, like, what is the actual order of the hierarchy?
So the dude who mentioned Thrawn, and I got this from being in the military, he was the highest because they were all listening to him, and
at least
even
he thinks he is.
No, because Moff brought it up, and he said maybe somebody else should lead this council, being that we haven't seen Thrawn yet. And you keep on saying Thrawn's coming, but he isn't here on the Shadow Council. So I think whoever that dude was is the highest amongst them, or they're all listening to him. And if you look, Moff Gideon is trying to usurp all those motherfuckers that are on the council. And that was another thing I loved. That was so Empire thing to do, right? Everybody grabs for power. So you could see Moff kind of positioning himself to overthrow these other people on the council and kind of take charge. I like that. Like, I don't know where Moth is in this because they don't say his rank, but I want to assume if he's in this
I assume he's one of the people who's never completely in charge until he finally makes it all the way to the top because he wants to be emperor.
Yeah, he's trying to overthrow that one guy. Who's clearly
I think that he's constantly trying to overthrow everybody. Like, if the emperor was still around right now, he'd be working his way all the way up that ladder as well, and being like, well, we don't need somebody who can do his magical tricks as emperor. I can do the job.
Like, yo,
I got robots and machinery.
like, So LB, I know you said that like during that scene there was some kind of like hammy dialogue, but as far as it goes, doesn't to me that felt very Star Wars with the way that they're not really in unison. They're all kind of living by the Emperor
Ooh,
philosophy. They're trying to overthrow and grab power from each other instead of working together. Really, it's kind of like a marriage of convenience. They're all just there because they're the last of the Empire.
Are you asking me a question? Or you
I
just
So
gonna
don't
say
know.
my question is like I think that works for John Esposito's character because he's doing the Empire thing, right? He's trying to overthrow people. He's like,
so what
he's.
are you asking me?
So
What is the
my
question?
question is, what did you think of the scene? Do you think it sticks in character to what we've established throughout Star Wars lore?
You talking about the Moff Gideon when he was talking to the council people?
Yeah.
I thought that scene was fine. I was talking about the scene with all the Mandalorians. When they was like, I will go. That's the scene I had the issue with. I didn't have an issue with the Moff Gideon scene.
Oh,
Okay.
because you brought up earlier that.
Yeah, I said I thought his acting was goofy.
Okay.
It was like
So
mixed. Like I thought it was real great at times, but then like he was extra goofy. Like he hadn't done acted in the character in a long time.
if we're talking about stuff that's forced, like maybe you guys can explain this to me, but why are they on some type of land cruiser that turns like the fucking Titanic? Because like they saw this giant fucking Godzilla monster kaiju coming out of the ground, and they just keep kind of driving right towards it, and right towards it, right towards it, and then after it's halfway out of the fucking ground, they're like, "Oh, hard to
They
port,
didn't
guys."
know. It wasn't a kaiju. It was just some rumbling.
How you must
Earth.
know what it is. You must
Well,
know what it is.
when they saw the Mandalorians earlier, they didn't know what that was. They just saw movement and they said, "Hey, maybe there's more Mandalorians there also." They didn't know.
It looked
It's
like a
not until the
goddamn
Mythosaur
mountain was
showed.
lifting up. Like I'm not driving towards an earthquake.
Yeah.
That would be like you start to see an eruption on a volcano, and you're like, "Let's go over there and check that out. That's gotta be all right." Like something's moving under the ground, and you're so far away that you have to use binoculars to see it in the first place. And then you just keep going towards it, like it'll be fine. It'll be fine. I can try to murder everybody in literally one swing. No, but I get where you're coming from. Where they saw something previously and decided to check it out, and it ended up being their people.
They're
This
explorers.
time it seems a little different. Well, you can explore from a distance, especially when the Earth is moving.
Maybe there's two Mythosaurs. There's a good one. There's a bad one, and they thought this was the good one.
The good kaiju.
Yeah.
I mean, this definitely wasn't Godzilla. Can I just say, I'm so happy that The Mandalorian and Star Wars finally acknowledges kaijus being around. Because
no, are we gonna see? Is any of these Mandalorians that are alive right now? Because like, if Boba Fett got to ride the fuck did he ride? The Rancor. When is Din Djarin gonna ride the Mythosaur? Like I've been thinking about it ever since fucking Queel said it in season 1. He's like, "Your ancestors rode the Mythosaur." I was like, "They did what now? They rode a what?"
Oh my god!
It's
The season final is ending with Din Djarin riding the fucking Mythosaur.
Not this fucking season. Not this season.
10 out of 10.
Make it Grogu.
Season.
Grogu has the history of calming a Rancor and Mudhorn and all these animals.
Dude, I'm just gonna say that episode for me was 10 out of 10, just because Grogu not only calmed down a Rancor, but fell asleep by it. That was the cutest goddamn thing I've seen in my whole entire life.
Never seen a Rancor look cute in my life, and they did it.
They did it. They fucking did it. That was like the most adorable thing, and then he fucking
He's gonna be super loud, bitchy. He's gonna be super loud. He's drunk as fuck.
No, I'm fine.
You're
Anyways,
gonna be drunk and loud.
No, I should be loud. This episode was fucking fantastic.
I
I
know
fucking
it was
love this episode.
fantastic. I
It
mean,
was
at least
fucking.
there's nothing in it that made me go, wait a second. I don't understand how that worked out that way. That's always got to be the baseline. It's got to be the baseline. Because it does happen. I mean, it happened all the time in Kenobi. It does not happen all the time in this show, but occasionally it does be like, because it happened in the Foundling episode for sure. Like, you can't say two things that are opposite and they both be true. So you either bullshitted me then, you bullshitted me now, or you bullshitted me both times. Because that's always possible.
Like, and that's the thing for me, Chill and LB. I don't know. I feel like I get LB's point. Like, look, Star Wars isn't trying to be.
I don't know, Q's Queen.
Star.
Oh no, you died again. Star Wars for me is not going to be talked about because I have
The name
no
of the
like
creature is an Anzelian, and it's the same as Babu Frick.
Yeah, I knew it was a Babu
We've
Fricker.
been saved from another rant.
Yeah, right.
Can I just call it a Babu Fricker?
God damn it! Can anybody hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
No.
Okay, good. You son of a bitch.
You should
Anyways.
probably leave the stream.
Can you hear me?
Damn it, Jill.
Thank you, Chill. Anyway,
Damn it.
like I'm saying, Star Wars isn't trying to be a Francis Ford Coppola or fucking Christopher Nolan kind of deal. Like, I get it. Star Wars is not the strongest fucking story ever fucking made. But, like PB said, there's a certain standard that everything should be held to. And when you have episodes that have legitimately good writing, with good messages, good themes, strong story, I think that in that case, the whole show could be held by that standard because that's the standard you yourself established. And that's been my only issue. Like, Mandalorian has established being fun, maybe not the most technically sound thing, but as far as story goes, it's been on point for 2 seasons. Name a television show to me that could stay on track like that. It's very hard, especially in the modern age, for television shows to stay strong with their writing for fucking 2 years. That's a testament. So that's why I nitpick at these things, because I know the type of writing the show.
What about the Shield?
I mean, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. That's a whole
No.
That's a whole nother different thing.
No, I didn't know.
He said
I didn't.
the Shield, not
I said
Agents of
the
S.H.I.E.L.D.
Shield with Michael Chiklis. The one show. No, you fucking hold on, you son of a bitch. You said that the Shield held excellent writing for all 7 seasons.
Okay.
I remember shit.
Not every fucking show could be the Shield, okay? The Shield started off good, it fucking ended good. That's like a fucking magical unicorn, okay? The Shield comes along once every fucking so often, like Breaking Bad or any of these other fucking great shows. That's like one of those fucking oddities you'll see once in a lifetime, and you're never fucking gonna get again. But I'm talking about in general with shows like these, and LB put it best. These primetime kind of shows, I think that there's a lot of tampering and messing around with where they're like, oh, you got to throw this in or you got to put this in because it'll give us like a plug here, a plug there. Like, come on.
Yeah, you got to put. Hold on.
Christopher Lloyd in the same episode. You're telling me Disney's not trying to get some kind of fucking plug for that?
You gotta put
Jack
this
Black
in,
was
is
in
what
one of the
he
most
said.
Successful animated films. Come on, that's so fucking obvious.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't got a problem with Lizzo, but I didn't feel right about that for some reason.
No, I don't necessarily like inherently have a problem with Lizzo, other than the fact that I think she's an untalented hack. Like, other than that, and the fact that she's a terrible actor. Like, she is the only person that you see in the entire fucking show. I was like, wait a second. So obviously it's Doc Brown, and I see Doc Brown, and I was like, nope, this is definitely the guy who is in control of the droids here. Like, 100% believe that's who he was in the moment. But Lizzo, I was like,
For
why are
me,
you reading off the teleprompter? It's
for me,
fucking weird. And you put
I'm
it next
like,
to Jack Black, who's amazing.
I'm like, okay, you're not an actress, so you basically took somebody else's job. That's how I looked at it the whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
there's 1,000 people who could have did that.
No, maybe
like
the role was meant for Lizzo. It wouldn't have happened if they didn't get Lizzo.
That's like the
It's
role was
likely.
meant for Megan Thee
Okay,
Stallion.
well,
That's
even better.
possible.
Then we could have skipped those parts and get to the better parts. That would have been better.
You know, we're complimenting Andor earlier. You guys were. Those episodes were lengthy. They were not short like these ones are.
I mean,
No, I didn't have a problem with it. I fell asleep. Like, granted, I worked all freaking day, and then I waited until late at night to watch episode 6. So, okay, it didn't keep me awake. Like, it wasn't engaging enough to keep me awake.
Yeah.
Whereas I wasn't as tired when I watched episode 3, and that one kept me awake. But fucking episode 3 drags on like a motherfucker. Whereas, like you say that it's a slow burn for Andor, but I was engaged the entire time because I was always like, okay, what's going to happen next? Whereas in at least those episodes in The Mandalorian, they literally tell you like what's going to happen next, and then they just go and do it. And there usually aren't complications. They're like, hey, we're going to hire you to go and do this job. And they're okay, we're going to go and do that job. And then what happens? They go and
There's
do that
more
job.
to it. This week especially, when they had Bo-Katan giving the story, I surrendered Mandalore because I thought Moff Gideon wasn't going to fight us anymore, and he turned his back on us, and he fought us anyway. I surrendered for nothing. Now I'm like, okay, that's why Armor considers her a traitor, which was a line in season 2. And
yeah,
that's why.
but here's the difference, though. You have Katie Sackhoff, who's an amazing fucking actress, delivering the line. She almost got tears. I almost got tears watching it. I'm like, Bo, I love you still, right? You feel the emotion, but then you take that and you put a Lizzo line where she's like, "Oh, he's cute," and it just feels like she's reading from the fucking script. I think that's what PB's conveying. Like, it's a difference because line delivery and how you present the information, like, you can restate something, but it's how you deliver that line that makes the difference. Like, her telling the story, it's like, yeah, this is the story, this is what happened, but she's got emotion and she's got feelings behind the story she's telling. So we're like, God damn, man, that's some fucked up shit. Like, when I first heard it, I had mixed emotions. So I was like, at first I was kind of mad, but then I got the position that she was in, and then I felt like, wow, what would I do in that situation? You see where I'm coming from? Like, she conveyed so much in her facial movement.
It's almost like Katie Sackhoff is an actual actor.
Yes, exactly. She was conveying so much in just a fucking look. Like, chill. When they zoom in on her eyes, right? She looks like she's gonna fucking cry because she's so fucking defeated and she feels so, like, terrible about telling these people who are like, yeah, we'll die for you just 3 seconds ago, right? Because remember, that one dude was like, yeah, our queen is back. We're gonna fucking take the mine back. I'll show you where the mines are. They're jazzed up. And then she sits by this table and she tells them the story. And they go, oh shit, you're the reason we lost Mandalore. So now no one knows what to think. And that is the difference. The way the scene is conveyed, the way it's acted, makes you feel the emotion behind the intended scene.
So, quick hypothetical question. If she won the fleet back in single combat that had nothing to do with the Darksaber, and Din Djarin would have kept the Darksaber, would he have been able to cut his way out of the predicament he was in there at the end of the episode?
Probably. Dude, those cables would have fucking cut.
No problem, right?
Nah.
No,
You
he
don't think
didn't
the
cut through the
Darksaber
cables.
cut
The
through them
Darksaber
cables?
cuts through anything.
Darksaber can cut through cables.
It
But I just
doesn't
mean,
cut
like,
through that staff.
But once you're restricted at your wrist, what are you gonna do? He doesn't have the force where he can go to his waist and say, up, I gotcha, and then do the cutting.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's
Yeah,
why I'm
that's
asking. That's why I'm asking, because I was like, maybe like you would have to time all of your slashes right, and he don't train with that thing enough.
Yeah, that's true. LB.
He doesn't even use it as well as Bo-Katan uses it, and she's just a little lady.
LB, what did you feel about as far as the way she delivered that line with the people saying it? Like, did you get the emotion? Like, maybe I got too deep with it, but I felt like some kind of feeling when she was explaining that story. Like, I was like,
I felt nothing.
what? God damn, man! Like, a lonely man didn't feel anything.
Did you not like her character from the Clone Wars?
No, I like Bo-Katan. I just, I'm.
Do you not like Katie Sackhoff?
Yeah, she's fine. I'm just saying, I wasn't sitting
Oh,
there.
Katie Sackhoff is fine. I agree.
I wasn't sitting there about to cry and go grab my child and give her a kiss. No.
Especially in this show because she's got the red hair.
I was feeling. I
do
was
like
feeling
me some
the
Katie
moment,
Sackhoff with the red hair. It's a good look for her.
Yeah, I knew about Katie Sackhoff from when she used to be on the Schmoes Nose show.
I knew Katie Sackhoff in fucking Battlestar Galactica, and then I went to Longmire, and what was the other thing she was in? After Earth was kind of garbage, but what was the other shit she was in? She was in Oculus.
No idea,
I've followed Katie Sackhoff for a long time.
I know her from Clone Wars and from Rebels.
Dude, Katie Sackhoff is a great fucking actress.
Senate, there's a lot of things that Maul should have done.
There's so much.
Maul shouldn't have killed Satine. I know that.
I mean, yeah. R.I.P.
Rest in peace, Duchess Satine.
No,
Things
but
would be so different.
But no, I thought this episode was a great episode. So, let me close this conversation with
Close what? Like, are you talking about the whole stream, or were you just talking about the Mandalorian?
I just thought, when Chill mentioned Omega and her potential transition, I just thought, I don't think Tim likes Omega.
Oh my god.
Mighty Wolf, what's up, Mighty Wolf? Good to see you on here again. She was also
Mighty Wolf?
Yes. I know I've been following Katie Sackhoff for quite some time. Hopefully, bitch, you
never watched 24 a day in my life.
Hey, 24.
I've seen a couple episodes here and there.
I know everybody
24 was
acted like it was the greatest show in the world.
It was a fucking great show. Kiefer Sutherland.
Yeah, but it was The Shield.
I mean, true. Very few shows can be The Shield.
And it's not like it had an ending like The Sopranos or what's the other one? Breaking Bad. Like you're so inconsistent.
You're talking about heavyweights, though.
Of course, I'm talking about heavyweights because you're the one that's always like, "This is my favorite. This is my favorite. This one's amazing. This one's amazing." What fucking TV show is my favorite TV show, jackass? This is an easy question. Oh, and does that ever change for me?
No.
No, because it's fucking amazing. Greatest fucking Star franchise out there, and that is why we're talking about Star Wars.
Didn't they? I know they rebooted 24 with the guy from the NWA movie, and then like that flopped. Didn't they bring back Kiefer Sutherland for another?
Yes. And it was the greatest
to redeem themselves.
Ever fucking made.
He's like, "Oh, I'm an old man now, but I'll do this job, but only if it takes 24 hours."
Fucking Keanu Reeves and everyone else is fucking old, and we got John Wick 4. Fucking Kiefer's still doing it. He's in another series I've been meaning to review. Kiefer Sutherland is fucking awesome. Did y'all see the one where he got drunk and he fucking slides into a Christmas tree and he says I'm Santa Claus and fucking nosedives into a Christmas tree? Fucking epic.
What are you talking about?
Holy fucking Kiefer
That's in an
Sutherland.
episode of 24.
I wish that was no, it was real life. He goes into a mall, Christmas time. He goes, "Look, I'm a fucking Christmas tree," and fucking nosedives into a fucking Christmas tree at the mall. It is fucking epic. I love Kiefer. Hopefully
the best thing about 24 is Bauer torturing everyone to get answers.
Bauer did not fuck around. Bauer fucking he gave you like 3 seconds to give him the fucking.
Yeah, I didn't say that one either. I know that one's on Saul's list on the list too, Senate.
Better Call Saul is fucking amazing, Bobo.
Did I just say that was on Saul's list instead of Zod's list?
Yes, I am watching Waco. By the way, I am so glad because Waco is the least talked about fucking tragedy that happened.
What do you mean it's
I
the
think
least
we should
talked
bring
about?
that up because that was fucking crazy. And
I'm not talking about fucking Waco, Texas, guy.
dude,
Ever.
Michael Shannon in that movie, he's fucking.
I don't give a fuck. What does that have to do with Star
And
Wars?
John
Waco happened not very long ago, not that far away.
Tyler Kushner, lots of good people. Anyways, that isn't the point. Star Wars. Getting back to Star Wars.
Right.
Fucking hell.
So, I want to do a segment I like to do, which is Zod's predictions. So, I'm going to start with.
This is not a segment, and we've never done it.
I'm going to start with, because PB somehow got ahead of me. Here we go. So, PB, what are your predictions for episode 8? And I'll go down the panel here. What do you think is going to happen? What do you hope happens?
I think that one of my hopes will happen. I think Bo-Katan is going to dismember somebody with her lightsaber.
So you want
we're gonna get some limb loss.
I know we've been missing that from Star Wars
because people have been getting stabbed with this thing. People have been getting stabbed with lightsabers, but I want to see somebody like.
And South Florida Drifter says.
But hopefully the lightsaber don't make that sound because that's not a lightsaber sound.
Says at Killmonger and Killjoy Jake are fave gets and Killjoy Jake.
Stop taking shots at my cousin.
Killjoy Jake's going to be coming on to talk with me about Evil Dead Rise, so be on the lookout for that. Chillmonger.
I'm going to predict some cameos. That's what I want. That's what they did last year.
Cameos.
What cameo?
Luke, Ahsoka, give me a Mythosaur.
I want
Thrawn.
I want one. No. I want the same fucking cameo I've been asking for since we started doing the cameos of characters.
Cocoon?
No. I don't think you're going to guess a Chillmonger because I don't talk about this character enough, and I think he's my favorite character from the Clone Wars.
You want Hondo?
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
Goddamn right. You goddamn right. Hondo is amazing.
Hondo. Dude,
oh my god, he's so good. And he fits the show so perfectly. I was like, what are we waiting for? They give us fucking Cad Bane, but they don't give us Hondo or Naga.
Because Cad Bane's the greatest.
Get out of here.
I mean,
he's no Hondo.
He's way better than Hondo.
Nah.
What if they don't do the Hondo face right? What if we?
It's going to be tough.
Did you like those pirates? Because it was the same species earlier in the season. Did you like that pirate?
I think that they did a pretty decent job of it.
Then you might like Hondo.
You just gotta have the right dreadlocks.
He's then that green guy.
Maybe he got a cut. Maybe he got a new look. We don't know what happened in all the years from then to now.
Did you like how Cad Bane looked? Because it was a little off from the show.
Yeah,
but
it was off to me.
I liked it. I liked it better than I liked the Inquisitor that they did in Kenobi. The Cad Bane in live action.
The Inquisitor. No, like the Inquisitor, everybody was trying to give him the excuse of, that was because of the art style that it elongated everything in the cartoon, and I was like, no.
No,
I thought that wasn't the same person.
No, it's the same person. There's only one Grand Inquisitor.
Yeah,
Huh. Yeah.
that was the Grand
we've
Inquisitor.
only ever been introduced to one. So it's
Yeah,
the same one.
Cad Bane was a little too light blue for me.
Mm.
I mean, you know, of course he
His
he was
the
killed by
chords were
Boba Fett.
different. Or the
Oh,
what the
He
fuck would you
didn't
call them?
die.
What would you call it? Things that go to his little back to tank thing? The little tubes.
Yeah.
The tube and the mouth apparatus were just ever so slightly different too.
Mr. LB, who would
Yes.
you like to see in the last episode? What are your predictions? What are your hopes and dreams for episode 8 of Clone Wars? Or Clone
But
Wars.
before he answers, this was
Mandalorian.
this was a live
That's what they're
action.
supposed to look like.
Yeah, so they have done it with the elongated face. So I don't know why Grand Inquisitor looked the way he looked in Kenobi.
You're right. He's got a fat head, a literal fat head.
Well, to answer your question, I think Grogu is going to become a big Grogu and save the day and rescue Mando. Cameos,
I would
ain't
be
no cameos
perfectly
happening.
fine with that.
No
Little boy
cameos.
right here.
The Mythosaur Tamer.
Like he's gonna
It's
learn
gonna
his
be
lessons that he
amazing.
was taught and finally, grow up and become a man.
Is he gonna say something?
Yeah, he's gonna scream something like in slow motion.
Interesting.
Yeah. He's gonna be like, yes, like you're watching the
Oh,
anime or something.
he's gonna have a Goku moment. Gotcha.
Yeah, a moment. Yeah.
He's gonna power up and then
He's
unleash
gonna
it.
have his Thor moment from Infinity War.
She's arrived.
And that is my beautiful lady, bitchy unicorn.
She can hear us too.
She's definitely taller than you.
It's not even
Yes,
close,
she's
guy.
taller.
It's not even close.
Yeah, she's taller than me.
She's not taller than me, which is nice because it's nice to have people look up to you.
That's the only way people would ever look up to you.
Bingo.
Oh.
Oh, wow.
She's on her game tonight. That's good.
Oh,
That
It's not the
views are
same when
allowed.
you agree with the bullying. It just defangs it. Yeah, that's right, totally. And then any
I
kids
bet
watching this?
I may have been bullied once or twice. Don't fuck with me.
in this house. All right, don't hit me.
Oh, here comes the domestic.
I'm sorry, I love you. Don't hit me.
Just saying, you're
Oh,
live
damn
streaming.
it.
You're live
Damn it.
streaming. You're live
That's fine.
streaming.
I've been abused.
I thought they
Hey,
I
you
was gonna
might
say,
blow
you
up
got
off
some
that.
part of your hat there, guy.
See, you were Dave Filoni and she was Kathleen Kennedy trying to get Grogu back into the Mandalorian.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
That's how it
goddamn,
went.
She knocked my thing off.
She knocked your thing off. Chill. What is this link that you shared in the chat?
Well, Planet Q asked me to share my channel, so I shared my channel.
Oh, why is it a funky dunky hyperlink and doesn't just have your name in it at this point?
It probably does. Like, I think there is a hyperlink with my name on it, but that's
Oh, gotcha. Fair enough.
Now is the shameless promotion of my section. So go check out Chillmonger. He's got some great content. I respect Chillmonger's channel
And
because
if you go to Chillmonger's channel, you actually get to hear him talk instead of Zop.
yes, and on top of that, Chillmonger has some great content. He's very
Guests.
balanced with his review.
He's lying.
No, I have particularly in the Black Panther sphere, I have terrific content, especially related to the movie and how they needed to recast the main character and the usefulness of it. We just covered the box office revenues, the theatrical revenue that was accumulated by the studio who put out Black Panther. And it turns out that they did not make enough to oversee the expenses of the movie. Things you can find out on
okay,
Chillmonger.
Including or not including marketing?
The marketing, the budget, all the expenses of the film was $495, and they only got $425 million.
Right, that's what
Hey,
they got back because
Senate,
yeah.
you know I don't speak fluently when I'm
So
drinking.
so
Damn.
so so a movie making profit is bad?
No,
They didn't.
495 was the expenses. They needed to make 495, but they only got 425 from theatrical revenue, according to Deadline.
Well, here's the thing though. When you include digital and physical
God.
media,
Fucking God.
that makes up
Right.
the difference. Come on, LB.
So
It used
I'm
to.
not
Killmonger,
crazy, right?
It used
That
to.
makes up the difference.
Killmonger, I be trying to tell, not Till, I mean Zod, I be trying to tell people when they talk about these movies how much money they make. It's like movies don't stop making money once they leave the movie theaters.
Exactly.
Nobody
They
judges
do.
the
They,
rate of
Physical media,
success by how
digital,
much you make at the
clicks.
current point in time. It's how much you've made by the time you leave the theater is how you judge the rate of success
But I mean
monetarily.
that
so
doesn't
if they
matter.
sell
That
the
doesn't
movie to
matter.
the streaming service and they own their own streaming service,
No,
But
if
you
hold
count
that's
on,
that
hold
as getting
on.
money?
But I
If
mean
you just get it
what I
and you
keep
give it to
trying to
Disney
tell
Plus, it
people,
doesn't count.
like
Give it to yourself.
it's cool.
Yeah, you're just giving
it's
it
cool.
money to yourself.
It's cool for people to talk online about it, but at the end of the day, a company running a business doesn't care if a movie doesn't make enough money at the movie theater because they know that when it leaves the movie theater, they're gonna have TV. They got TV, they got merchandise, they got
Okay.
streaming services, they got all these other avenues to make profit.
Right.
Usually, if the movie
they
is
will make
successful, they'll successfully make money
usually,
off of merch, which wasn't the case for Wakanda Forever. It wasn't a merch seller like crazy. I'm sure they made a little bit of money because it's hard not to with the profit margins of like $1 toy that you sell for $30. I get it.
Why
But
are
then
we
there's
just
also the
counting
other
streaming,
revenues.
though?
There's the streaming service,
we're
which is
dis-
money that's not going to come out of anywhere
you
because it's Disney
discount
Plus. There's
streaming
home video, which
because
they're shooting down. I am discounting streaming
Okay.
service. Yeah,
right.
there's home videos, which
What
they're
about
really not trying to.
Amazon, which
Can I
sells?
finish?
like I
All
said,
so everything that LB was pointing out as a way that movie makes money after the theater, these don't exist if the channel you're selling it to is a Disney-owned channel. Like you know how they have ESPN,
okay,
FX,
but
Freeform, ABC, and there's more in the family of Disney channels.
okay,
that
here's
I
an
don't.
example. Here's an example. The first Black Panther plays on TNT and TBS.
That's
Disney
a
don't own
separate.
that channel.
Yep, that's right.
That's a separate. That's
So
a
there you
separate
go.
revenue stream.
So now when I go
Right.
495 to 491 to 425, that's about $66 million they
So
got to make up.
here's
Does TBS pay $66 million for Wakanda whatever? No, the first film, the cultural significant.
But we
film,
don't.
yeah.
But we don't know
Yes,
that.
that's the
No, I
point,
know they're not paying
LB.
66 million.
Like
I know
I said,
TBS.
there's way more revenue. Like this, like for example, this is what me and Anzo always gets into with the box office. He keeps using stuff from that was used 10 years ago to now. Like there's so many more revenue streams for movie studios to make money
Okay,
now.
tell
Like-
me another one that that may make up the money because
Okay,
if I'm just
okay.
going off the theatrical revenue,
look,
no
I'm going
doubt,
off the-
according
I'm
to
going
the
off the top
deadline
of my head.
statistics, the theatrical revenue and the big box office that it got
Okay,
was
so
not enough to pay.
Deadline says the sequel profited 259 million.
They said that, but then when I looked at the theatrical revenue, that money didn't just come from the theaters, which is my main point of the video. The theatrical box office was not enough to make up for the expenses.
What was the
film
theatrical
didn't
box
break-
office?
854 million, but they only got a theatrical revenue of 425. From 800 million, the cut that goes to the cinemas
that doesn't even matter. They profited 259
matters.
million.
Well, to anyone who was telling me that it was a profitable film because it made 800, that's who that video was for.
But it made 259 million.
No, but I told you that the streaming
profitable for
doesn't
the
count.
studio.
In that
How
250 million,
But how
because
does it
when
not
you sell
count?
I'll tell you why if you let me answer the question. I said it before, but I guess you weren't listening. Marvel Studios selling the film Wakanda Forever to Disney Plus does not count as new money that's coming in. That's just like
You
we
get
can
no money
tax
from
right.
that.
Yeah, it's not
Okay.
a new source. You mentioned TBS and TNT and
Right.
Turner paying. That counts.
But what about Amazon? Because it's on Amazon Prime, and people ordered from that, so you're still. And if the movie only
You're
did,
talking about as a rental?
It's not
and
though.
it is a rental on Amazon. I literally saw it. You could go on
okay.
Amazon Prime and rent it.
Rent
See,
it. Okay, got it.
Disney, yeah, Disney just doesn't sell it, and that's the trick, which was what I was trying to explain.
Right.
Disney-
Okay. Now the point.
Disney
My
Plus.
point to all this is when you're talking about stuff that is going to make money in business, like you want to make 50%. So if you spend $500 million on something, you should make $500 million on it. Like, you should bring in $1 billion off of that movie. And
But if you,
the
I mean,
way
that,
the
that,
studio,
that's not how it.
lost.
That's not how it works.
no,
Like,
it's not how it works. But if you want to be profitable, you have to continue doing that. Because if you're just like you say, like $259 million, that's a lot. That's not enough to make another movie. Another movie costs $500 million to make. So you didn't make enough money
I mean,
to make another one with all
no.
the extra revenue.
Technically, they can make another movie based off of that if they use strictly that profit.
No, the $259 million is not enough. He said it cost how much did it cost to make the movie? $495.
$491.
$491.
If they made
So-
425 and then you take
Okay,
in digital
okay.
sales,
I
they'll
didn't
make
make
haven't
425.
looked at these numbers, but a lot of people also forget when it comes to movies because they say, okay, if a movie shoots for $200 million,
not Zod's
I'm just putting up some numbers. For example, they say, all right, this movie shot for $100 million. They assume the movie spent $200 million on marketing, right? People assume these things, but they also don't remember. A lot of these movie studios get tax credits for shooting in certain places. Like, they don't take a lot of these things into account. But regardless, $259 million of profit.
I'm telling you right now, when you say 259, that is a stupid statement to make because getting money. I'll tell you again. I keep saying it. Everyone listening here is hearing me explain it over.
I'm hearing what you're saying, but it doesn't make sense. You're saying that Disney paid itself. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
They didn't pay.
Okay.
They
Right,
didn't
cool.
pay.
It doesn't matter.
They didn't.
I got you, LB. You said it doesn't matter.
But they didn't pay them. I'm reading it right now. They didn't pay themselves $170 million.
You see right there where it says television streaming.
Okay, but listen.
So if it's
Disney Plus Disney Plus isn't the only streaming service out there.
It is for Wakanda Forever.
It's the only place you can. It's the only place you can stream it. Like, you can rent it someplace, but as far as I understand it, renting isn't like streaming because you can't just watch it whenever. You gotta watch it within the time frame that you rent it.
Wakanda Forever is on Amazon Prime.
Yeah, that's a rental. I think. I don't think it counts as television and streaming.
And also, they probably sold the rights for Wakanda Forever to a network. They do all of that stuff.
Was it a network they own? Then it doesn't count.
Why would they sell it to their own network? Like,
so that they can write it off.
Like I just told you, the first Black Panther is on TNT.
That's the answer to your question. Why would they sell it to their own network?
Like I just told
so
you,
that they can write it off. For their taxes.
Like I just told you. Okay. Like I just told you, the first Black Panther is on TNT. They don't own TNT.
You're right. So that's an external source of revenue. That counts. That's money. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So that would go towards television and streaming. We don't know what television networks they've sold the movie rights to.
Okay. Have you seen Wakanda Forever on the Superstation and
okay, it's not going to be on TV right now. They don't put.
So what this chart is doing is estimating that's how much money in due time the movie will make.
Oh, this is a future estimate of total earnings?
Yeah, they did not just make this money right away.
Okay.
Turner and all these TNT channels who air their movies, if they notice checking it out, they'll stop airing the movies.
They don't air these movies this close to the release date of the movie. They wait for a long time.
No,
you're right.
I get that. I get that. But when you watch any of the Marvel movies on any of the non-Marvel networks, so TNT, TBS are the big ones that do it, FX occasionally, you see the ones that are the most popular the most frequently. Like, that's just how it works. So if we're talking about the success of a film, this is not a very successful film at all if it's only going to make that amount of money, and it hasn't even made it to that point yet because it hasn't played on all of those extra networks. It hasn't been rented as many times as they said, because this is an estimate of the future saying that it can potentially, because they paid all of the costs already, potentially make $259 million, which is not enough to make another one.
And the most important thing to look at is that after the box office made $859, the theatrical revenue, the cut that they got from the movies, was $425, and the total expense of the film was $491.
But they don't. But this chart doesn't include the tax credits and stuff they got for the movie.
So am I correct?
Wait, why do you
when
think
I
it doesn't include the
when
tax
I say
credit?
that the theatrical revenue did not offset or break even?
They don't mention it in the article.
No, I'm looking at they mentioned it right here. This is part of the article. 425.
No, I'm talking about like tax credits they got for shooting in certain locations and stuff like that.
No, my question is when
I'm
it
almost
says the
certain
cost,
that-
when it says production costs are $200 million, you're telling me that is a what?
Everybody, hold on. I just wanted to point out a comment from the Senate because I'm a man of the people. The Senate said,
now
"Man," no, because this pertains to it. He said, "Man, I love me some heated arguments. It's what I live for." I just wanted to say, guys, this is what we call a healthy debate. I like that we have this.
I mean, I don't know what we're debating. Like
I'll tell you what I'm debating.
Deadline estimated they made 250 something million profit. Like that's
which
profit.
is not enough. It's not enough to make another movie.
They say the studio
But that's not how movie studios work as far as making movies.
The movies.
That's how they determine if we're going to make another one.
But I'll have to explain how stupid 259 is, because especially right here when it comes to streaming, when they're saying we got
and I told you,
and that goes to Disney Plus, the 259 all of a sudden isn't 259.
Okay,
that's factual.
No, it's not, because
Yes,
you don't know the number it paid itself to put it on Disney Plus. You don't know that. But regardless, when it comes to accounting and stuff, that doesn't matter, because profit is profit. You can't just sit here and
Yes, I can. I'm saying that Disney didn't profit. If you want to pretend Marvel Studios is a separate entity, then sure. Marvel Studios itself got 259.
Marvel Studios is not a separate entity, so we're not pretending. Like you're pretending because you're saying Disney Plus put it onto its own streaming service. It doesn't matter.
Disney paid Marvel. That's fine. You disagree with it. It's cool. We've gone in a circle. You're rejecting some of the things I'm saying.
I'm rejecting what you're saying because you're dismissing the amount of profit they made.
I explain why I dismiss it, but you're not accepting it. It's cool.
But you can't. It doesn't matter though, because that's the fact. That's the matter. That's how much profit they made.
No, this is my question.
No, hold on. That's not the actual profit. That's what Deadline is estimating.
Right.
Because we also
we know
like I've explained, we don't know what they got with tax credits. We don't know what television rights, full television rights they've got for the movie, and a bunch of other stuff.
Okay, so LB, what type of profit margin would you need in a business for it to be profitable? Like, just give me a rough percentage. Like, what's the profit margin gotta be?
Everything's different. To me, I look at it like, if I spend...
No, I know it's all different. Like, if you work in like making shoes and making cheeseburgers, these are different profit margins.
Right. If I spent $100 putting something together and I made 150, I made $50.
So
I'm happy.
$50. Right.
I'm happy with that. Like, I'm not going to, well, I use this as a tax write-off, so technically my profit is only $20.
Right. Which means that you made 50%, which their 259 million profits, right? Out of 495, what's the percentage of that?
Man,
because
you're asking me to do math right now.
I know I'm asking you to do math because it's a business question, and it's not as much profit as you would like to make.
I mean, it didn't. According to Deadline's estimates, it didn't make as much profit as the first Black Panther movie. I don't think any person on this planet expected it to make more money than the first Black Panther movie. But
somebody who's trying to use that as an argument.
Right, they're estimating it made 200 whatever plus million profit. Like, I don't see how anyone can complain about making $200 million something profit.
A lot of people will complain when you've told your investors that we're going to make this much this quarter, and then you come up $100 million, $200 million, $1 billion short because it's all of Disney.
We'll just have to see on their next quarterly report, when they publish all the official numbers.
Right, yeah, they put the numbers out there.
They changed the way they report.
Disney's a public company, so all the numbers will be out there to see.
But it won't be like by movie. I don't Never mind.
It's-
We'll see.
it's-
Yeah, you're right. We'll see in the quarterly report.
It depends, like if they talk about specific movies, but the quarterly report will show what they've made from the studios and all this other stuff.
Right. But I mean, they're not going to have anything to make up for anything that's going to be short this time. So
Maybe
stuff
the
like
movie's
that's going to
expenses
show
will-
even worse because it's not like you have a Spider-Man around the corner where you're going to make freaking 500 million to $1 billion off of it.
The movie made
I
profit.
mean, we got
They didn't-
Spider Verse coming.
The movie made profit. It
That's not
didn't
gonna
lose
do
money,
shit.
so I don't see why there would be a debate
No,
about
it
this.
didn't. It didn't.
It
pull
is
in
if you
Eternals.
challenge the profits, the quote unquote
It still
sources
didn't
of
lose
revenue.
money.
It's if you just look at the theatrical revenue, at least you're agreeing with me. The movie theaters, like showing in cinemas, didn't make enough to break even. You agree with me there?
I haven't looked at
I
the
would hope
numbers,
so.
so no.
Well, I had them on screen.
What's
for a long time.
what's
They
what's
said
the
425?
Okay, so long story short.
You're not agreeing with 425 is smaller than
Okay,
491.
long story short.
Wait, is
Deadline.
425 less than 491?
Okay, listen.
Yes, he agrees, Chill.
I'm trying to make a statement here. You talking something else. So long story short, Deadline estimates this movie made a profit. What is the problem here?
Oh, because I'm just on the fact of I challenge the profit, but I'm just on the fact of the theatrical revenue. Did the theatrical revenue, only that, I'm only counting that, was that enough for the movie to break even? I say no, because 425 is less than 491. You still haven't said no yet.
How much did the movie make in the movie theaters total?
425. The box office gross was 859, I think, but the theatrical revenue, how much Marvel sees,
like I said,
is
we don't know what tax credits the movie got.
So you reject the 425 then?
I just told you I don't know.
Okay.
I mean, I find it hard to believe that when it says production cost, that they wouldn't include a credit in that.
Me too, but it's cool.
No, the reason I say that is because, for example, I remember when Shang-Chi and like Eternals and
that's a good movie. That's not a
Thor Ragnarok and all this stuff. Like
That's a good
Deadline
one.
does reports for a lot of these movies, and when they talk about this stuff, they talk about like this movie got this much tax credit, this movie got that much tax credit. And I've actually done a movie budget before, so I know about the tax credits and stuff. Like it depends how they set it up, whether it comes out before the movie's done, like as far as the budget, or if it comes out after of the revenue or all this other stuff. We don't know this.
So when I'm looking at 425 and 491, and you're saying include tax credits, is it possible that
what I'm saying here is we don't know if Black Panther got $100 of tax credits.
Do you think they got $70 million of tax credits?
It's possible.
Okay.
It's possible. Okay.
I mean, look at okay. I can break this down. Look at the show like The Walking Dead. Look at the show like The Walking Dead, right? 90% of that budget, and I know it's a television show, but I'm trying to do a good hypothetical. So, like, majority of the budget of that show, a good funding of it was them shooting in Georgia, where they got a huge fucking tax credit, an astronomical portion just for shooting in Georgia. Now we're talking about a full-fledged movie production that was shot in another fucking country. Take Lord of the Rings, right? Even though it made an astronomical box office, it was a success, right? We can all agree. Lord of the Rings is a success. But we don't even know what the tax break was for them filming in New Zealand. So I get what LB is saying.
Right. For example,
you don't know if, like, I know we're talking about millions, but that's small potatoes if we're talking about what the tax break could be. They could have made or broke even with the tax break, which is what LB is saying.
If that production cost that we were looking at of 491, if it doesn't include for tax credit, me and PB believed that it did, but LB is saying that it could not. And tax credits are very valuable. They're enough to make 66 million. Yeah, you don't know.
Right.
You don't know. You're saying you don't know. I get it. But you're also saying that a tax credit could get you that $66 million of saving. That's what you're telling me.
Also, for example, Shang-Chi, I'm reading this right now. Shang-Chi got a $50 million tax credit from the Australian government.
Well, Wakanda would need more than $50 million.
Okay, we also don't know what they got for like I don't know if they said it on there or not, but merchandising for as far as product placement and advertising from companies in the movie.
You're right.
There's a lot
Merchandising
of
isn't
there's
there.
a lot of
Licensing
factors
isn't
that
there.
goes into these things. So it's
And what
like
Chillmonger's only looking at is the theatrical revenue. That was the point of the video that we're talking about.
Yeah,
so you're using the theatrical revenue to try to downplay the profit of the movie.
I'm using the theatrical
because you're
revenue to
completely
talk-
against the movie.
Because I'm talking to the audience who told me that it made so much money, Chillmonger. Of course, this was profitable. And so I was retorting to that audience saying, actually, the theatrical revenue, the Deadline says is only 425, and Deadline's reporting it was 491 as an expense. Was the point of the video. But also, when you look at the streaming, yes, I additionally talked about those things where I reminded the audience that Disney Plus is the streaming home, so we can't act like it's getting 170 million from Disney Plus.
But you're
hold on a
wrong on
second.
that part.
If I'm not mistaken, I don't know if Disney still does this, but if you are not like subscribed to a certain type of Disney Plus, they were charging people for watching the movies. Now I don't remember if they got rid of that because they charged for Mulan. So was
This wasn't one of those. They stopped doing that after Black Widow. They did it for Mulan. They did it for Black Widow. They did it for Jungle Cruise, but they stopped doing that when movie theaters were open. The day and date releases.
Not charging for it, but I'm just saying
it's proven to be a mistake. Wonder Woman 84 tried it too. I think it's just not. It's not a thing anymore.
But at the same time, though, that's still like streaming revenue and things like that. Like streaming, just because it's on the platform, that doesn't discount what Disney sees back as numbers. They could still see the numbers are high for watching this movie on Disney Plus, which is still not to them a loss because they got eyes on the platform.
I mean,
there's a lot of, like LB said, there's a lot of different factors that go into its success. That's like saying,
Brett, hold on. I mean, at the end of the day, Deadline estimated the movie made a net profit of $259 million.
Oh my God.
It doesn't matter. It does not matter what anyone says.
Uh-huh.
A $259 net profit is not bad.
If I take it as fact, you're right.
Ain't good.
Making $259 profit is a great thing to do for a company if it actually happens. You're right.
But okay, you can't use this to justify what they made in the box office and then dismiss the other number. You can't do that.
No, I can do that if I'm talking to people who told me the box office was enough to profit. I can use it then.
Okay. If you say so.
I mean, this has been, I'm going to be honest, this has been a great
debate.
This has been a great debate because this is not just for Wakanda Forever. There's a lot of people, and I understand Chill's point too, not just LB. There's a lot of people who use box office numbers as just, a movie is successful because of this.
Box office numbers are a barometer.
I get what Chill is saying. It's not necessarily a barometer for a movie is successful.
Let's put it this way. If the first Black Panther made as much money in total, being 259 or is it 295? It doesn't even fucking matter. 200 million some dollars. If that's as much as they made the first time, there would not have been a second Black Panther, period, even if T'Challa was alive.
Why not?
This is my...
Because they need, if they're going to invest over $200 million, and this one comes to 491, $200 million profit is not enough. You need to make enough money to make another movie, because the people that are going to invest in it have to see that it's going to be profitable.
But that's not. I mean, Walt Disney Studios is the big movie studio. It's not like how it works. Like they made a Captain America 2, they made a Thor Part 2. They've made plenty of sequels that made less money than Black Panther: Wakanda Forever.
And let's be real, to LB's point, if Chill, I get what you're saying for all the people, because I've gotten those comments too, like, oh, this was successful for blah 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 blah.
Also, let's put this. Like I said, I haven't read this.
You're saying that the first Captain America. And what was the other one that you said?
I'm saying they've made. I'm just dropping the names of the sequels they've made in the MCU that made less money than Wakanda Forever.
No, I'm not talking about the sequel making less money. What I'm talking about is the first movie
That's what I'm
making
talking
less
about.
money than the current sequel. No, not the sequel. I never said anything about Thor 2 or
No,
Captain
I'm
America 2.
saying like you're saying that making 200 something million isn't enough to make another movie, right?
Yeah.
I'm just saying there's been plenty of movies in the MCU that's made less money than Wakanda Forever that had a sequel or another
Was
movie.
the expense?
Yeah, the expense. I'm talking the relative cost. Like,
Yeah, but I mean, look at Thor: The Dark World. That definitely was way lower than its relative cost, and we
So
still got a Thor Ragnarok. So by
also,
your logic, if it did less than what the projection was, and we still
everything
got
in
a
the
sequel,
MCU changed after the Avengers, just so you're
okay,
aware when it
so
comes to sequels of movies,
but
also
because they
still,
I
play off
want
by
I
of
your
want
logic,
Avengers
by what
movies,
you were
not just
saying,
their own.
Thor
I want
Ragnarok
I want to
still
point out.
happened, and
Let me
Thor
point
Dark
this out
World
also.
was not good.
Like when people talk about box office, I know talking box office is fun. I enjoy doing it, but a lot of people don't put into factors as far as international exchange rates, what studios get from the movie theaters. Like all the studios don't get the same amount of money from the movie theater. You know, there's a lot of different factors into it. So this like black and white thing of okay, this movie needs to make 2.5, 3 times the budget to make a profit. Like all that stuff. It's old
I
stuff,
mean,
man.
if that was the case, you wouldn't have cult classics. Look at like Boondock Saints or something like that. These movies didn't do well in the box office.
Boondock Saints is a
Well,
first make.
what I'm saying is, it didn't
They
fucking
thought
do
it. I'm sure when they
million
made the
dollars.
movie, they thought it was
It,
going to
it
make
still
more
did.
money. That's the whole
It
point of
still got
cult
a
classics.
sequel, and it's getting another sequel. I'm saying sometimes you can go to digital or something like that, and it makes up the money. People catch on, and they say, "Oh shit, this movie was fucking awesome." And they still make the money back because it just doesn't die because it's out of the theaters. And I think a lot of people don't realize that there's still profits to be made for the company directly when it leaves the theaters. The theater is only
Potentially, because there could also be something else out
well,
there that
Stargate had
didn't do as
movies.
shitty, and they'll be like,
Stargate's had
we
movies, and
as
those
TBS
are
are going to spend
all
our money to bring that movie in instead
okay.
of the one that you want to bring in because it's
But
just not as
let's
good as a movie.
talk about
That's what the
Stargate, right?
barometer is. Okay,
Stargate
what about
has
Stargate?
never
It's a
been
TV show.
a show that got a theatrical release, yet they released movies. They went straight to DVD, and yet they still made a profit, so they made more Stargate movies. What I'm saying, PB, is the fucking theater is not the be all end all.
The movies
There's
were
still
planned to
other
be made
medias
when the
that
show.
bring in
No,
more
you're
money.
wrong. You're
I bet Star
wrong.
Wars made more money. I mean, the first movie in 1977, whatever
Oh
the
my
box
God.
office gross is, since
It's
then they
irrelevant.
probably made that.
Yeah,
But that's a
they
rare
doubled.
case, right?
They doubled.
The double,
But
sure.
see,
I mean, just think of how much a movie cost back then to how much it costs now. Period.
okay,
If
I'll
we're just
give you an
adding
example.
dollars.
When they're talking about movies that flop now, any reputable site, because I don't consider Deadline a fucking reputable site. But anyways,
Yeah, they
any
reported Black Adam's number with some fudgy numbers also, remember?
Deadline.
yeah, exactly.
Hold on. Deadline is as legit as you can get as far as Hollywood trades. Deadline, Hollywood Reporter, The Wire. Yes, The Wire, right? Yeah.
I
The
take
Wrap.
The
The Wrap.
Wire and
The
Hollywood
Wrap.
Reporter over Deadline, personally. But
I mean, those are the three big trades: Hollywood Reporter, Deadline, The Wrap,
because Deadline
Variety.
gets
and
kind of like
Variety.
chill
So the big four.
New York Times.
Deadline gets kind of funky with their numbers, but
I mean, if I really want to get actual numbers, like I would go to Forbes.
Forbes is good too.
Or if you're looking for
Scott
numbers,
Mendelson. But he left. He's at Variety now, I think.
I don't care. I just trust Forbes with numbers. Like if they're doing articles
Forbes
that are
has
talking
always
about
been-
this
yeah,
is how
Forbes
much something
got-
cost, or this is how much something made, or whatever the fucking numbers are, I trust Forbes with numbers.
Oh yeah, because Forbes,
everybody else I would put on a second tier, and then some people are like comicbook.com.
Oh god, fucking comicbook.com. Anyways,
I don't even think they edit sometimes. They're just like, throw it out there. It's gotta hit the algorithm.
Yep.
But no, like I get all the arguments, but you know what I hate just in general? The argument about the box office, and this is to Chills and LB's both their points. I don't think Chill is necessarily wrong. I've seen those stupid fucking comments. I get where you're coming from, Chill. Like,
Don't say.
everybody holds up the box office like this fucking holy grail, right? Everything's got to make $1 billion. No, it doesn't. If it fucking makes
No.
what they put into the movie, to me, that's a fucking success.
Yeah.
Not every movie's got to be a fucking $1 billion Avatar kind of fucking movie. You can have
Dude,
a movie that's made for. I fucking hate Avatar. Anyways, you can have a movie
No.
that's made for like a couple grand and it makes more than that and be considered a success. And just because it didn't make a fucking $1 billion doesn't mean it's a shitty movie or it's not a good film. It just means that it was a smaller release, whatever, right? Like right now, not to swing it back to Nicolas Cage, but you know, Nicolas
Holy
Cage,
fuck,
right?
here we go.
Renfield comes out. Renfield
Thank you,
was made
Senate.
for like 20 million. If it makes 30, that's a fucking success. It doesn't have to be $1 billion movie just to be like, oh yeah, this movie is the greatest thing ever. And I get what Chill is saying, because he's probably got a lot of fucking idiots who said, oh, you're wrong, Chill, about your opinions because Wakanda made this much. Like, I get what you're saying. That fucking, the stupid crowd who hones in and they twist the numbers to what they want the success to be. And I get what LB is saying too, that you can't dismiss what it made in the box office. But the overall point is, you idiots who sit there and think that a movie has to be high grossing to be successful are just wrong. Like, look at all the movies that came out, right? Back in the day. Running Man. Fucking, let's go back to the 80s, the 90s, all that stuff, right? That shit has to be adjusted for inflation because those numbers do not track with today. But I can guarantee you they're still a fucking success. You just have to adjust the numbers for inflation. It doesn't mean because it made 102 million it wasn't successful. Back in the day, that was a lot of fucking money. So, like, it's the stupid thing where people put a value on how good a movie is based on the fucking conceived number that they have. Not everything
Where do
has
you
to
want
hit
to? Where do you want to draw the line, though?
million.
Where do you want to draw the line? Because you're right. If you spend $200 million on something and you walk away with $201 million, fuck man, you made $1 million profit. That's amazing. And you're, as a multi-millionaire, probably billionaire, you're going to be pissed that you only made $1 million with that 200 million, when if you would have invested it over there, you would have made 50 million or $100 million instead. That is the point. Is that somebody
draw
look
the
at that
line
and be
where
like, I don't think I'm
that-
putting my money into another project
Well,
like this.
if you're investing $200 million into something, you're not too smart.
How do you think people get these movies made?
Well,
No.
no one's investing.
491.
no one.
Not just one person. No, I get that.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a bunch of people that invest into the movie. Not one person pays for it.
Well,
Here's
Disney.
my thing. I think
My point
that
is, it's all relative. It's all relative. Like,
My
obviously,
point is,
one executive producer compared to another could have a different number where he's like, well, I made enough money off of this. And the other guy would think that he didn't. But they're not going to be that far off because these are all, the richest of the rich people.
Like Creed 3, the worldwide box office was 268.
Ouch.
It's considered a success because the budget of the film wasn't no Marvel 400. It was something small because Creed 2, if I go to Creed 2, the budget for that was 50 million. I would imagine that it's also Creed 3 was also in the neighborhood of 50 million because it's the same quality of movie, right? So when they say that they brought in 200 something million, I'm like, okay, well, it only cost you this much. I know you profited from your theatrical revenue. I don't have to do the math about, well, did the comics sell and did they also sell merchandise? How much is TBS going to pay for it? I don't have to do that. I just know from the budgets compared to the, the theatrical revenue. Studios aim to make money from the movies, and it's just bonus that they can get extra money from streaming services and whatnot. Creed sells.
How is that bonus? That's still making money from the movie.
Yeah, but they aim to make money in the theaters. I said, unless they don't. Are you
Well,
saying they don't?
Well, every movie studio wants to make make money from putting it in the movie theaters, right? From the box office, but they're not sitting there like, well, it's leaving the movie theaters. We're not going to make any more money anymore.
No,
We're
I didn't
done.
say that. I said they.
No,
aim to make
I'm
the
not
money
saying
back
you're saying
from
that, but
theaters.
I'm just saying that's how a lot of people
Yeah,
think.
but you're not agreeing with anything I say. You're either just like talking about other things. I just said,
okay,
the
well,
studios
if
who
you
put
let
out
me
movies,
talk,
they expect.
but if you
you're
let
the
me
one not letting
talk,
me talk. You're the
well,
one.
I
who
was
jumped into
talking
other
and then you
places.
jumped in and cut me off.
Oh, you were gonna agree with me. My bad. Okay.
No, I was saying, but that's
Exactly.
when people talk about box office, a lot of people just completely dismiss the fact that a movie, when it leaves the movie theaters, has plenty of other streams to make money.
Yes, correct. That's a fact. Like, there's other ways to make movies outside the theaters. I'm saying that when the movie company makes the movie, they do aim, their intention and their goal is to get all the returns back on the expenses of these movies in that 3-month period when it's showing in the movie theaters. They expect to make their money back there. They don't aim to go, I know we're not going to make money here, but those DVD sales, that's
I
streaming.
mean, if
let them go.
We don't work in movie studios and with the execs, so we don't know what they're thinking.
Yeah, like if that was the case, they wouldn't release the controversial movies that they know for a fact won't make money. I think there is some kind of thought with, okay, this movie is not going to do well in the movie theaters, but we're going to give it this window so we make a little bit of profit here in the movie theater, but then there's going to be streaming and stuff like that. For instance, we saw, what was that shitty movie we watched? Was it Garfield or what was the
Tom
movie?
and Jerry.
Tom and Jerry, right? There was no fucking way in the world they thought Tom and Jerry was
good. Watch it. Where's the remote?
Oh my god. There was no way they thought Tom and Jerry was going to make a shitload of money, right? But they still released it in the theater to get that little window of maybe some marginal profits, which there was nothing else out, so they made a bit of money there, right? And then they released it on the streaming sites where they made money there. They knew that movie wasn't going to be profitable because it's fucking a terrible movie. Me and Bitchy both watched it, but they still turned a profit because it not only made money in the theaters, but it also made money on streaming. And that's what LB is getting at, is that
but
not
I think that Tom and Jerry, I think that Tom and Jerry made their movie expecting it to make money in the theaters. I'm talking from the day someone put a pencil down and said, we're going to make a Tom and Jerry movie. They did envision it would make money in the theaters. Now, obviously, before it was in the theaters, if you're saying they watched it and they went, oh, well, let's make the best out of what we can. Fine. I can take your telling of the story, but I do know for fact that when Warner Brothers said Tom and Jerry movie, this is going to be profitable in theaters, will justify this much budget, I do believe they thought they'd make the money back then.
Okay. Well, I've never worked in a movie studio a day in my life. I've never been in a boardroom with movie executives, but I have put together a budget for a movie, and I have met with an entertainment lawyer that went over that budget for the movie. And I know for a fact that said lawyer, when he went over my budget, he adjusted a lot of items on this budget to account for earning profit when the movie left the movie theater. And so this thing about, okay, the studios, they're assuming they're going to make all of their money, or 90% or 80%, whatever, from the box office, and everything else is a bonus. That's simply not true. Because just think about it. When movies come out on Blu-ray, streaming service, they're doing ads and all this stuff to promote this stuff. So it's like they already have all this stuff planned out to make the extra revenue.
The reason that it's true is because the history of Marvel movies is the history of the theatrical revenue being enough to offset and break even from the expenses. That's how every Marvel movie goes, with the exception of like the Phase 4 stuff. Every Marvel movie was that way.
And how do you know that? You've looked at all of these reports that Deadline and stuff put out?
Actually, I could just look at Box Office Mojo and understand that nothing was as least profitable as Wakanda Forever. When you look at stuff like Civil War, when you look at movies like...
But how do you know that if you haven't seen the official account?
because
looking
I can look
looking at box office.
Box Office
don't
Mojo
simply
tells you
tell
the budget. It tells you the money that it made in the box office. And when I can see, well, the domestic box office is that much, the worldwide box office is that much, it was plenty to break even. That's how I know.
Okay, and do you know that the budgets that these websites have ain't like the official budgets? Because like these studios
I can
don't.
I can.
I mean,
I can
long story
guess.
short, you're finding
No.
whatever way to downplay.
Long story
Wakanda
short is
Forever.
the numbers are so large that of course it made money, and the expenses for Doctor Strange were not like astronomically large. I watched the movie. I see the movies. I know that when Avengers Endgame makes $2 billion, I don't have to go. Yeah, but LB told me about the taxes and I know that it made money.
Why? But why does it like seriously? Why does it matter? Like the movie made $200-something million profit, and you're like, well, it only made $400-something
But I
million at the box
rejected
office.
250. That's because I rejected 250, like everything we explained before. Remember?
But you just told me that you could go to Box Office Mojo and look at this and tell you have some profit. But now you're telling me you're dismissing what Deadline put out because you don't agree. Because you want to find some way.
Mojo. Box Office Mojo will tell me that a movie grossed $1 billion, and I'll go, well, if Black Panther 1 made $1.3 billion, I don't even need to get into the math of what was the expensive, how much did it make on streaming. I know the theatrical revenue was enough to offset the expenses.
So what?
Because it made so much. So Box Office Mojo tells me it grossed so much.
Rounding this up for continue on your hatred of this movie. What are you trying to say here? Is this movie did not make a profit?
In the movie theaters, it did not bring up enough for the expenses of the movie. Yeah.
But why does that matter?
Because I was told that it was enough, and so I needed to tell that it wasn't enough, actually. And it was a very unprofitable decision to make a movie called Black Panther.
How was it
Black Panther?
Okay.
To kill Chadwick Boseman's character.
How much profit did it say in Deadline the movie made?
Deadline showed me 425 versus 499.
No. How much net profit did the article say the movie made?
Oh, but the article at the end says 250 or something like. What was the number? I got it open here. It says 259. But
okay.
Of course,
Okay.
I have eyes, and I have ears, and I have Disney
okay,
Plus,
okay.
and I know that when you sell yourself to your streaming service and you count that as 259.
Okay, so again, I asked you the question without anything
you're telling
else.
Me that Deadline says 259.
I'm asking without anything else.
Cool.
You said that the Deadline article said it made a net profit of $259 million.
And I also said that
I'm asking a simple question.
Yeah, okay.
So that's what you're saying. That's what the Deadline article says, right?
It says that at the bottom, but I
okay. How much? That's all I want to know. Simple question. 200-something million, right?
259.
Okay, so that's a profit, right?
Which one of us has stamina? No, I reject that it's profit.
I don't care what you reject. I'm asking what the article says.
The article says 259, and the article does.
Okay.
Out.
I don't care about this other stuff. I'm asking.
You care about what the article says?
No, because you brought this up. So I'm asking a simple question. You said the article says it made $200-something.
My screen.
You said it made 200 whatever million net profit, right? That's what you're saying.
The article says. Okay. The article also says that the global streaming from the TV.
I don't care what the other stuff says. I'm asking you what the article says. I'm asking you saying what it said. A net profit. Net profit. The sequel still profits here $259 million. So anything else you say does not matter. As far you saying it's unprofitable or this and that,
article.
It doesn't matter.
Disney paid itself.
What? Read the last 4 or 5 words of this article. Read it.
The sequel still profits here at 259. When you do the math that way, which ignores that Disney paid itself. You're right.
All right, Zod. Take back your check because he's playing stupid right now.
The sequel profits 259. But I'm going
to get some apple juice.
Or you can listen to me talk. If you count the sequel as a separate entity as Disney, because it doesn't say Disney made 259, it says the sequel. Which the sequel, if we want to pretend this Marvel Studios movie is a separate thing than the rest of Marvel, Disney, we can just pretend. Well, it got money from here. It got home entertainment money. It's going to sell to Turner. It's going to sell to Disney. It's going to be on ABC. We can pretend to ourselves that the sequel made 259. But since the place that you work for is also giving money, you can't logically look at the 259 and say 259.
Still talking.
But I made that video for the theatrical revenue, which is part of the deadline article.
You made
You're
that
stretching
video. You made that video
up,
for your
TJ?
recast T'Challa idiots.
They're not idiots who want T'Challa recast. It's the top black superhero that's ever happened.
Hello, Donut.
Hello, Donut. I just
People
want to
coming
say,
in. Europe's awake.
hold on. I just want to say, as the only logical drunk person on this fucking panel, I want to say, just so you guys know, this is a great debate that we're having.
If you just say logical.
Bro, it's not even a debate. Like, you're dismissing what the article says to spin a narrative, man. This is silly.
I'm not dismissing what the article said. I used what the article said when it said that Disney paid itself. I used the article.
But, I mean, at the end of the day, whether they paid themselves or not, they still made a profit.
Who's they?
It's not a loss.
No, we have no
they?
idea. Hold on. No. The $259 million number is a guesstimation on how much they are going to make off of people watching that particular movie on Disney Plus, and how much it could potentially make off of TNT and TBS. And I would bet my bottom fucking dollar that that is the best case scenario. And since this movie didn't do as well in the theaters as they thought it was going to, and it's not nearly as popular as pretty much all of the rest of the Marvel movies, it's probably not going to play as much on those TV stations, and therefore not make near this $259 million. So you could probably take $100 million off of that for their own streaming service right off at the top. So
that's a whole lot of guessing.
The 259 is a guess. The only thing that is a fact is the 425. That's what they took home, and the other fact is they spent $491. Everything outside of that is guesswork. No. According to the article.
No, at the end of the day, though, we're quibbing over millions of dollars, and they were.
We are, and we're all poor motherfuckers. Isn't it a wonderful world?
Yeah, I mean, they're still only a couple million short, and let's be real, Chill. At the end of the day, even if we're guesstimating, they still made that money back. So there'll be a Black Panther 3 because it's not a bomb. A bomb to me is if you release a $250 million movie and it makes like $100 million or $50 million, right? Like, how many movies have we seen, right? They come out.
I don't think you heard what PB said, bro. What PB said was.
No, I'm saying.
What PB said is guessing. Okay. Here's another example. We don't know if Disney's got the television rights for Wakanda Forever before the movie came out. That's possible. We don't know.
A lot of it
is. Are you guessing? Yeah. LB?
Are you listening, Chillmonger?
Yes. We've been listening the whole time.
Yeah. I like the 259 is not concrete. That's a guess.
It's not a concrete number. And of the 259, 170 million of it was from the streaming and television.
Let's go around the horn here. Did Black Panther Wakanda Forever make a profit? Yes or no?
I have to guess. I don't know. I don't think it did.
I think it did.
Not from the theaters.
I honestly
a simple yes or no, bruh.
Okay, no.
I think it did. I think it did make money off of the theaters, and I think right now everybody is doing guesswork. But until you have the actual figures, because when you look at your article, Chill, it's still them guessing. We have no solid numbers, and Disney touted this as a big deal, so they wouldn't come out. Every movie that doesn't make money for them, they sweep it under the rug. This we know is facts, right? So they wouldn't be bragging about Wakanda Forever if it didn't net them some kind of gain. So I'm going to guess that there's a lot of shit in between here that did gain them money, because you're not going to say Wakanda Forever was this, it was that, if they didn't make anything off of it, because when the earning calls
well, you got to look at how they're going to. You got to look at how they spin it at that point, because you can hear in the marketing after the fact if they like, what was the marketing after Eternals was in theaters?
Nothing. Not a goddamn thing. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. So I refuse to believe Wakanda didn't make any money because they still...
Because they don't care about deaf superheroes. I get it.
No, yeah, they're racist. No, but
Ridiculous. No, they're just bigots.
but
Obviously, they're not racist. They made this whole movie after the black guy died. They're like, no, we can't cut the rest of these people. They definitely deserve another movie.
No, but I mean, like, yeah, if you look at it, Joe, like, look at the marketing for Eternals kind of faded, right? But Shang-Chi, despite being overshadowed by the Eternals, still turned a profit, and they pivoted towards Shang-Chi, which the actor got pissed, which he should have been, because they fucked over Shang-Chi, which was great because it had Trevor. Anyways, that's not the fucking point. The point being is that Marvel is going to back the horse that's going to win. And I refuse to believe that Black Panther lost money if they were still putting effort into promoting Black Panther. And I know people are going to say, well, Black Panther was their big hope or whatever. No.
Black Panther
Disney, yeah, Black Panther 2. Disney is a very meticulous machine.
And
They are
flopped.
only going to promote what's going to make them money. And I believe that if they didn't break even, they made, even if it was $2, let's just say they made $2 profit. Disney is going to ride that shit until the fucking brakes come off because they're not going to promote anything that's not going to make them money. So
you reject the 425 versus the 491. You don't believe those are true.
I don't believe any of that is true. I think there's a behind-the-scenes shit. I think that they made their money back, and you don't push a movie this hard unless you profited off of it. It's a fool's gamble, and Disney, you can say what you want about them, but they're not foolish. They are going to promote what makes them money, and they're going to drop what doesn't. They've done it with Star Wars. They've done it with a couple of Marvel movies. They fucking canceled She-Hulk, and they were fucking backing everybody on that, and they still canceled the show. So that shows you Marvel and Disney back money. So I believe what LB is saying 100%. There's a lot of shit we don't know about where they were like, you know what? We still made money. They promoted the fact that Black Panther's still in the fucking universe.
Okay, well, hold on. Here, if it's such a success, if the movie is so successful, did they say anything about Black Panther 3 yet?
Their lineup is not fucking concerned with that because they're dealing with like fucking.
I'd be concerned if I needed a follow-up to a super successful movie.
No, they just lost Kang.
Did they announce Doctor Strange 3 a few months after Doctor Strange 2?
Exactly.
Did they announce Civil
Doctor
War?
Strange 2?
Did they announce Civil War a few weeks after the Winter Soldier?
I think everything to combat LB we gotta wait for. So we gotta wait for Comic-Con where they announce all the new slate, and when we see that there's no actual Disney Plus Wakanda show or nothing, then we'll be able to say, yeah, that's because Wakanda Forever wasn't a hit.
No,
we can't even say it then.
You say that when they say they're not moving forward with a Black Panther 3.
Okay.
Yeah, because I mean,
just because they don't announce a Black Panther 3 at Comic-Con, it doesn't mean nothing.
I don't think that they necessarily announce the negative either. Like, some things just kind of stop.
Yeah, but to me,
and aren't mentioned again. They're like, well, if we just talk about all of our other stuff, they won't ask us about this thing. We'll just keep feeding them these other things.
They outright canceled fucking She-Hulk season 2, so we know for a fact that show didn't fucking do well. No one fucking liked it. And they're not going to go forward. So we know for a fact
America blows
that
up
was
Wakanda.
not a fucking good show because they fucking outright canceled it.
So
that's
since
what
the
I'm saying.
first Black Panther was 2018, 4 years later, Wakanda Forever. 4 years later, I'm expecting BP3. Is it safe to say that if we see the slate for year 2026 and they've got 3 films that are not a Black Panther movie, can we be honest and say that, oh, well, I guess Black Panther 3 isn't happening? Or do we have to say, no, wait, 2027 might have a Black Panther? How long do we got to wait?
Then, Joe,
man,
I will agree with you.
They already said they're going to do a Black Panther 3.
Yeah, they said it. And I'm saying that due to the Wakanda Forever underperformance, it will be canceled. So
how was it an underperformance? Do you know how much Disney expected the movie to make?
I'm saying that. That's my claim. You reject my claim. But I'm saying that when they do Black Panther 3...
But I'm asking you. I'm asking you.
What are you asking?
But do you know how much Disney expected the movie to make?
Profit.
It made profit.
In the theater.
Yeah. All right. May I ask you what year, when they do the slate and we see that 24 doesn't have a Black Panther 3, 2025, 2026, then will you say, well, it's been 4 years and there hasn't been a new Black Panther announced? Then will you say it's a failure or it's underperformed or anything? Like when will you accept that Black Panther 3 isn't happening? What year does it need to be for you to say, okay, Black Panther 3 is not happening?
It doesn't need to be a year. It would be.
Of course it does. There's never going to be a straight answer.
If you would stop cutting me off and let me speak, I will answer your question. You have a habit of doing that. Anyway, like I was saying, if Ryan Coogler or Nate Moore turn around and say they won't be returning for Black Panther 3, then I would have concerns about a Black Panther 3. I'm not going to sit here and say, well, they did announce in 2024 that they're not on the next slate that Black Panther 3 wasn't happening. I would be concerned if people directly involved with the movie said they wasn't returning.
The question, wait, hold on. The question wasn't what would make you concerned about who returns. The question was, what year does it need to be?
I just answered the question.
No, you didn't say the year number.
I said I'm not concerned about a year if they come out with a slate next year and then turn around and say, oh, we don't have Black Panther in phase, what's the next phase? In phase 5 or whatever. That's what I just said.
But you didn't answer the year because I was looking for.
I just said I'm not concerned about a year.
Yes, that's what I mean. That's why I mean you're not answering the question because
I answered the question.
I'm looking for what year needs to be.
You asked me. Okay, here's your answer. 2045.
Yeah, see, that's what I mean. All right.
Because it's a stupid question.
It's a legit question.
No, it's not.
To accept that Black Panther 3 isn't happening, there needs to be a year, and you're not saying
something
that
that's going to take for something that's going to take place inside of this reasonable timeline, using I would say all the same actors and actresses. Like 2045 seems like a little bit of a stretch.
Yeah.
Well, hey, it's a stretch like this. Black Panther 2 didn't make profit because you're ignoring everything after the movie theater.
Hey,
because my case is only about movie theaters.
Hold on. I'm going to end this argument right now.
No, you're not.
I'm going to end this argument
Good
right
luck.
All right.
I would like to thank the 10 people who have been watching us argue about Black Panther box office numbers. Thank you so much. You guys are the reason why we're sitting here at 326 as far as streams go, arguing about the Black Panther box office numbers.
On a Star Wars stream. Amazing.
On a Star Wars stream. Hey, it's all
connected. I love how the world works.
It's Planet Q's fault because she asked me to post my video, my channel, and I said, yeah, you can check my video out where I talk about the Black Panther not profiting. And
boom, here we are.
Yeah, we're real still in our outro. Actually, we're in the outro phase.
I wanted to say thank you to all of you guys because we got 11 people watching, and just so you guys know, we may have had this little heated debate, but at the end of the day, everybody on this channel is cool with each other, and this is what conversation is supposed to be like. I know
you were supposed to. Why would you do that? Why would you do that?
Yeah.
Like you had it set up, and you said cool with each other instead of chill with each other.
Oh, I'm sorry.
This was a stupid debate.
And this is what
hurtful.
this channel is about.
Why would you do that? You fucking. LB goes, this was a stupid debate, and Zod goes, that's what this channel's about. All right.
Yeah, exactly.
Fucking hell.
I do these debates and these discussions. I think that it's really awesome that we can all have these debates. And at the end of the day, I don't think everyone on this panel is going to hate each other because we're just sitting here talking, and that's what these fucking conversations is about. Late Night Talks is about fucking talks. It's about fucking rants. And thank you everybody who is still sitting here and watching us. I appreciate each and every one of you. I fucking love all of you guys so much.
You're just drunk.
South Florida Drifter says, Zod, Alec Baldwin is talented, a delightful human being, South Florida drifter. I know you want to look. Okay, all right. Everybody's taking a break here. I'm gonna get on a rant. Alec Baldwin is a fucking piece of shit, and if there's one person who doesn't deserve to make a profit that we can all agree on this panel is fucking Alec Baldwin. I hope personally, and this is not a reflection of the panel before I get started on my rant, I hope personally Alec Baldwin himself is shot because he's a fucking piece of shit and he does not deserve to live. He fucking killed someone, he got away with it, and he's allowed to shoot a stupid fucking movie. So I hope Alec Baldwin is walking along one day and then
Here
he
we
gets
go.
hit by a bus that says the world is yours and I'm fucking driving it. Fuck Alec Baldwin. Fuck Ezra Miller. Both those pieces of shit should be fucking not in this fucking world. No, I'm gonna continue.
I'm
These
so
guys are
happy
fucking
that you got
pieces of
interrupted
shit.
because you were about to wish something that's not monetizable.
Like, look, these guys are pieces of shit.
That's
They
what I work with,
fucking
Chill.
shouldn't be acting. They shouldn't even fucking be walking free. Alec Baldwin fucking killed someone and got away with it. Ezra Miller fucking groomed the shit out of someone and got away with it.
Allegedly.
Fuck them both. I am not going to endorse the Flash movie because fuck that pedophile piece of shit. And I'm not going to endorse fucking Alec Baldwin in anything he does. I don't care if he's in Mission Impossible fucking 14. Fuck him. I will not see anything he is in. He is a fucking low-life piece of shit. And all of these fucking people who skate by with these bullshit slaps on the wrist, you should be ashamed of yourself. Where the fuck is the protest? You guys sit here and you fucking protest, oh my god, people hate this because there isn't diversity. Where's your fucking outrage for fucking Alec Baldwin? Where's your fucking outrage for fucking Ezra Miller? Oh, you got nothing to say. But fucking Jonathan Major has some fucking unproven
Question.
fucking
Yeah,
accusations.
questions.
You
No, I got
guys
a question.
throw in the fucking
Important
book.
question. Important
Fuck all of
question.
you. What?
How much money does Rust have to make in theaters to be profitable?
Hopefully 2 fucking cents. I hope that movie doesn't make shit.
That
I
doesn't
hope
make any
Alec
sense for the
Baldwin.
answer, but okay.
No, I hope he fucking is starving and fucking hungry. That fat fuck. That Alec Baldwin looks like he hasn't fucking skipped a meal.
So angry.
Fuck him. Fuck his fucking family. Fuck his fucking cunt wife. Fuck all of them. I fucking hate everything attached to him. I fucking hate everything attached to Ezra Miller. And if I fucking protest one thing in this goddamn world, it's gonna be fucking Alec Baldwin and fucking Ezra Miller. Fuck them both in the ass, fucking running.
Playing Minecraft.
Anyway,
It's a lot of legends there, TJ. It's a lot of legends. Aren't you glad you showed up at this time in the morning in Minecraft?
I'm sorry.
He's gonna kill Alec Baldwin in Minecraft.
Anyways, I'm sorry. I'm fucking drunk and rambling. Anyways, I'm gonna fucking end this shit before I fucking have a brain aneurysm. I don't know why the fuck someone had to bring up fucking Alec Baldwin. They know how I
You
feel
did.
about this. They fucking know. No, someone in the comments mentioned Alec Baldwin.
What? Oh, Janie did. I see it.
Yep, and I fucking went on my fucking tangent. And no, TJ, it's not allegedly. It's not allegedly. He fucking put fucking pressure on
It's
the fucking
allegedly.
trigger.
No.
And he fucking killed somebody.
Oh, we're talking about Alec Baldwin being the reason that somebody is dead. Yeah, that's a fact.
Yes.
And it doesn't have to, for the love of God, how many times do I have to fucking say this? It has nothing to do with the trigger. He's not telling a lie when he said he didn't pull the trigger. But he's not telling the truth when he says that he didn't shoot her because he shot her and then she died. So
No, it's
you
not
don't have to pull the trigger to fire a gun.
And it's not allegedly.
Yes, allegedly with Ezra. No, with the grooming, allegedly.
No, it's not allegedly with Ezra. We saw the fucking girl. If she's fucking 21, I've got a fucking bridge in Brooklyn to sell you. That girl was fucking underage. She fucking came on probably under duress, talking about, oh, he wasn't that bad. Bullshit. I seen him rob and smack the shit out of people in fucking Hawaii. And fuck Ezra Miller, because he's a piece of shit. He's been caught on video being a piece of shit.
Things to rant about, please.
He's a piece of shit. I fucking
I want an hour before I go to bed.
No, fucking Ezra Miller, fucking. Okay. Anyways, we're gonna do the outros. Anyways, let's
Yeah,
go. Let's go.
outros.
Subscribe to Chillmonger. Thank you for having me. See ya.
PB, what?
I will do.
What do you mean? Why would I go next?
Yeah, what do you got going on?
I don't have anything going on. I'll be here next week to have another great debate.
The loneliest man in the lonely cave, Mr. LB. What do you got coming up? What?
Nothing.
God
Look at
damn,
look at
nothing,
like
right?
no, Chillmonger is the go-getter here.
Chillmonger's the only one go getting that content.
That's
Good job
right.
for you.
He's making it,
Yeah.
making a dream.
Good. Chillmonger's got on this hustle. Good job for you, Mr. Chillmonger. I got a review coming on for the Pink Ladies. It's entertaining because it's so fucking far-fetched. I got a Course Renfield review coming out. Can't wait for that. If you guys know, it'll probably be my number one movie because fucking.
It fucking better not be. This is the year that Cocaine Bear came out.
Oh, fuck, you're right. It's going to be tough, but I think Nick Cage is going to pull through. Come on, Nick Cage is Dracula. That trumps anything. Nick Cage is fucking Dracula. That's all I got to say. Anyways.
TJ saying she's got loads of white flags on her channel.
We've got Cocaine Bear. We've got Renfield. We've got fucking Evil Dead Rise. This is the fucking...
That's gonna be good. That one's gonna be good.
Mario Brothers. I mean, I can't even put into words how many good fucking movies we got this year. And all of you assholes who said cinema is dead.
That hurts, Senna. That hurts.
Cinema is not dead. They just need to up their game and make good movies. And we're getting that. So, thank you, everybody, for watching. I enjoy and love all of you. Thank you, everybody on the panel, for coming on and having the spirited debate. Somehow we went from Star Wars to fucking Wakanda box office numbers to fucking Alec Baldwin. It's been a crazy stream. I love you all. And I will see you next Late Night Talks. Who the fuck knows what we're talking about, but I'm going to have great people on here. Everybody, remember the only rule here in the Phantom Zone, kneel.
It's profits over pedophiles.
Never.
Jesus